Hey, I caught it early that time. I caught it early that time. Hi guys, welcome live stream. Hope you're doing good. Tonight is going to be a very special stream, I would say less rare than they used to be discussion stream, but also I've got a few special ladies on. I thought that this could be the most stunning and brave live stream that I could get together immediately. You know what I mean? Because I like having guests on the channel, and some of these guests have already been on the channel before. Tonight we're going to be talking about a bunch of random things that have happened over the past couple of days, some updates to topics that I've already discussed on the channel, some new ones. I am going to try to not laugh my hardest at the fact that Fair Games, Sony's latest live service, Eat the Rich game, great idea that they had there, lost the studio's founder, which sounds insane. We're going to be talking about Neil Druckmann and the Last of Us and Intergalactic Backlash. Netflix apparently next year is adding AI ads to the middle of their content, which is just what every paying customer wants to hear. Marathon developers are now being accused of plagiarism. So just another day ending in a Y for the mainstream industry. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So why don't we bring on the lovely ladies? First of all, let's start with Lumi. Hi, Lumi. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm chilling, hoping that the storm doesn't knock out my power, but we'll see as we get there.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, if it does, it is what it is. But,
yeah,
you know, unfortunately, we can't control the weather yet. Well, some people say we can, but that's a conspiracy theory for another time.
I mean, I don't know. I know at least like 3 Jews that might be able to help.
Maybe. And Toasty. Hi, Toasty.
Hello. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I know. I rushed you off your stream, forced you to end the stream early, told you to get in here, or else I'm banning you permanently. And we have Wicked Virtue, who has been on the channel before.
Hi, good to be back.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back on. So, guys, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. There's so much that's been happening. I know that some of you have already talked about, like, Intergalactic. I saw Virtue was talking about that earlier in her stream, which, of course, I think everybody's kind of in agreement at this point about some of the decisions that are being made with Naughty Dog and, you know, just Hollywood in general, and all of these entertainment companies that really just don't care about what their customers have to say.
They never learn. But we're not surprised by that, especially not with Naughty Dog.
No, and I know last time you were on, we talked a lot about Warner Brothers because we were both so upset about the Arkhamverse.
Leave it alone. Don't touch it.
I know. And apparently they want to make another Arkhamverse game now, which, yeah, let's just beat it to death. Let's do the worst we possibly can and then say, you know what, we could definitely do better, even though we know they can't.
No, absolutely not. They don't even have not a single writer from the original Arkham series, right? Didn't everyone leave? So
yeah,
I don't have any faith.
And it's funny because we'll probably talk about Fair Games at some point, maybe not the first topic, but the PlayStation exec, Jade Raymond, is leaving the studio she founded, which is exactly what happened with Rocksteady. The co-founders were basically ousted when Suicide Squad was being developed. It just never gets better.
No.
No. We'll be talking about Intergalactic, which is, yikes, another Naughty Dog. I don't necessarily want to say it's a failure already, but judging by the very poor reaction, I just don't know how they think that this is going to turn out to be a success. Maybe it's ultimately they just thought that because they're in Hollywood's pockets now, and because they've got The Last of Us show, that like they were going to be able to have a big, like, I guess meshing of the audiences, like a big overlap, but I don't see that happening either here.
No, because a lot of the people that actually like the Last of Us show, I actually have a friend who liked the first season, and I'm not going to be mean to her about it, but she never played the game, so she just seen it as it like she had no idea what happened with the games.
Right, it was
So
all rainbows and sunshine.
exactly. So those people aren't gonna come over and be like, "Oh, what's Naughty?" Like they're not. They don't care. They're not gonna play the Last of Us games most likely, and they're not gonna be into Intergalactic. Like they, you know, because
Yeah.
the gamers that really loved the first Last of Us game did not like the show.
No.
Because they ruined it with the second game. So those people aren't going to buy Intergalactic. So yeah, I see what your point is. And right, that we're going to get overlap, we're going to get all these new fans. I don't think so.
Yeah, press X to doubt.
It's
Yeah.
like, unfortunately, when it comes to people making adaptations of video games, they will always make it different enough to where people who not made the games, played the games, they're just gonna be like, what the hell is this? Why did they even do this? But they want to be able to expand their audience to the people who either don't have time to play video games, absolutely refuse to play video games, and just want to, be lazy and watch an adaptation of it. It's like we've seen this with Until Dawn. They did something completely different with Until Dawn.
Oh,
They don't even
Oh
have
my
Sam.
god.
When I found out Sam wasn't it, I was like, she's everyone's what? They're like, oh, it's not the same story. I'm like, then why is it called Until Dawn? It's a
I
different
know.
story.
It's like they could have done
Made me so
something
mad.
cool. They could have done something a little new. It's like they could have just called it The Dark Pictures Presents and then a new title for a new story. Because they were already doing an anthology with The Man of Medan, with the other games that they had out. It's
yeah, and it's especially rough when they just call it like Until Dawn, when people then expect it to not be some kind of spin-off with like an alternate title.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's going to be Until Dawn. So then you go into it thinking it's just Until Dawn, and then it's completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
I
it's a fan base, so that's where it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like, I don't know much about video games or anything because I'm super busy with having, 2 children and just, but like, I will say though, like, why did they have to make her look so butch for? Like, I get it. Like, men don't necessarily think bald women as feminine like that, but it would have been nice if they at least like made her look nicer.
Well,
even
Tati
bald.
Gabrielle, I think she's actually a pretty in real life.
Yeah, she's not that bad.
Yeah, so they really butched her up. Like she was in, I thought she was pretty in the Sabrina show,
Yeah.
the Netflix one, and I just like I don't understand this route that they're going with her, but she's okay with it. I don't know if do you have the meme or the thing that she shared? It was on Instagram where it was like incel tears and like,
yeah.
I'm like, you have that? I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, fragile
There it is.
masculinity, because that's definitely a way to get people to want to show up and purchase your game.
Yeah, they're already like expecting people to be mad about it. And that's just, she's just fanning the flames at this point.
Yep. And I don't know if you guys had watched You. It's a Netflix show. It's about a serial killer.
The first 2 seasons, then I was like, why are they
Oh,
still going with this?
So I guess
I
Yeah.
just watch Alex Myers make fun of it because he does little.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. I love him.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you guys don't mind, I'll spoil the end because Tati
Oh, go ahead.
Gabrielle is a part of
Yeah.
it. What she ends up doing is obviously, right, he's a serial killer. So, like, he's going to either have to face, like, death or jail or something. And he ends up going to jail. But they have the women feel who were wronged by him basically start their own like podcasts talking about him, and then like they're trying to get their justice. And Tati Gabrielle is there, and I don't know if you saw any of the interviews that she did for it, but she's like, oh, it was so empowering to finally see women getting their justice after being oppressed by this man.
It's never
like,
happened
wow,
ever. First,
yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence, the first woman to ever do it. Like,
Yeah, I love forgetting about that because it just sounds so ridiculous when I remember that she said that.
Oh my god! It's like just women getting their justice by starting a podcast. It's like, okay, just because I gotta name one dude that we all know and I seen him in chat, it's like, sorry, Hypnotic, I'm gonna make you an example. say that it's like, oh yeah, we all had experiences with Hypnotic and now we're all on this podcast together to talk about our experiences with him. Oh.
I feel so empowered. Sorry, Hypnotic.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's
not
empowering to be able to call out a man.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely what you should be worrying about. Like, you go through this experience in the show where this serial killer is after you, and that's your response is, let's milk it for all that it's worth in a podcast. Let's make some big bucks out of this story. But I guess we'll start with The Last of Us and Intergalactic and just Naughty Dog getting absolutely wrecked. So it says Naughty Dog's upcoming Intergalactic The Heretic Prophet continues to stir controversy every time it's mentioned. Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog appear to be repeating a familiar strategy: provoke controversy, mock the backlash, and then weaponize identity politics when legitimate criticism inevitably follows. I mean, we've seen this happen a million times, and I can't say I'm shocked, but I'm still disappointed, right? Because Naughty Dog is a company that has made some really good games in the past, and I want to be able to trust them to create something good, but there's no trust there anymore given how Neil Druckmann has attacked gamers and how some of the developers acted when The Last of Us Part 2 came out, and then basically saying everybody's just toxic if you don't agree with me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to really like Naughty Dog. Last of Us, the first one was great.
Yeah.
Uncharted games, love all of the Uncharted games. But now, and Crash Bandicoot, big example, right? We all grew up with
yeah,
that.
of course.
I just, this whole thing that Hollywood and these gaming companies do now, if we disagree with them or don't like something, it's our fault. I remember as a kid when you criticize something. Now, obviously, things are more heavily criticized now because of YouTube and the internet. But when you criticize something, they actually took that critique and tried to make things better. But now they're just so lazy. They're like, no, if you don't like it, you're the problem, not us. Everything we make is great. You're an istinophobe and this and that. And that's all they got, really.
Yeah.
Like, just give us good entertainment, maybe. Try that. That might be a good idea.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Remember those days where they will come out with a new game or a new movie and you'd be so excited about it, and now it's just like,
I might go see it, or I'll wait for it to hit streaming. That's basically what everyone says now. Like, I'll watch it when it streams, or not at all. Like,
I don't go to the movie theaters. I wait until like I'll go on a website and I'll watch it like that. I don't care.
Yes, of course. You would always watch everything 100% legally
Yes.
when they put it on their streaming service. Definitely
Absolutely.
no other times at
do
all.
not sparrow anything over here. We do not.
Never. I don't even know how to access those websites. I would never.
What's that?
Yeah, gee whiz.
It's like, honestly, I think the only movie that I might go see in theaters is the new Final Destination movie. Just because I've seen every other one in theaters at this point, it just feels like I'm legally obligated to.
It looks good. It's a different concept from what they've done in the other movies.
It is.
Like, it's taken out their whole line family. It's interesting. I hope it's good.
Yeah. But it's like, part of me is just kind of like they've made it more plot heavy rather than just
shock
hey, look
factor.
Death doesn't care. It's shock, everything like that. It's like, that's why I kind of fell out of love with the movies once Final Destination 4 was released, because the first one, absolutely perfect. The second one, characters didn't really exist, but had the best opening of all the movies, in my opinion. The highway crash, that one was really good. 3,
ooh, yeah,
absolutely amazing. So from ranking them, 3, 1, 2, and then the rest are just kind of a puddle of their own.
I think I agree with that ranking list, actually.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched them, but I just, the highway scene will always sit with me.
I don't think I could ever drive without thinking of that. So.
Yeah. And the tanning bed situation, I think everybody that has seen that movie, like, if you see a tanning bed, you're like, nope.
Yep.
Not
or
today.
roller coasters too. I already had a fear of roller coasters. 3 cemented that shit for me.
Oh no, that's not good. I forgot about that one.
Or what is it, from 2? What I always get nervous when people are holding long objects in elevators now because of the elevator death, where that the mom's hair tie got stuck in a hook on the elevator.
Oh yeah.
My chat knows I hate elevators. I have a fear of elevators. No elevators. I walk. Unless I physically cannot walk it, no elevators for me.
For me, it's the airplane in the first one.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
That movie opened a whole list of phobias for people.
Yeah,
ruined our generation a little bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Really quickly, let me read some of these. Montesquieu, thank you so much for the 55. Prediction time. Will Neil Cuckman keep his position after the sure-to-be disaster? Yeah, probably.
They'll probably say, oh, you know, one more chance because he says this next project, it's going to be good this time. I swear.
I promise.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like because everybody at the company has that mindset, I don't really know if it would change. I don't think that he'd be like ousted or anything. So
Yeah, I mean, look at Disney.
Oh yeah, Disney's definitely got a certain type of person that's working there, and with their leadership. So I just don't see it changing. But thank you so much for that, Clint. Thank you for the 5. When Vera drives, it's everyone else's final destination. Listen, I'm a woman, okay? I don't know how to drive.
I just
It's not my
baby.
job.
I mean,
exactly.
I mean, hey, I don't have my license. I'm too scared to drive, but I have to go get it anyway.
Yeah,
you can do it.
It's tough.
I have
but
faith
I
in
have
you.
faith. I have faith too. Well, for now, I have faith. I think it's fair for an initial level of faith. Raptor, thank you for the 2. I'm here for the wagon. Much appreciated. Corona, thank you for the 11 months. Almost a year. Crazy. Can't make the scene if you don't have the green. Have some green. Thank you so much for the 11 months and also for the 10 gifted. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Waifu Taker, thank you for the 32 months. Oh yeah, everyone else's final destination. Yeah, guys, I get it. I don't drive well in video games. That's not my fault, though.
It's not the same in real life. Like, try driving in LA Noire. Come on.
Yeah.
They tried to make it realistic, though, like how the cars were back then. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Corey, thank you so much for the 5. Gravity is one of the most fundamental forces in the universe, but if you don't remove it, but if you remove it, you get gravy. Yeah, me and Gravity we don't mix well. I always fall off of literally every single ledge that I can find, so.
I spill a lot, so I'm with you. I have an
issue. Clint, thank you for the 2. Eat the only people who can afford $100 games. Oh yeah, because the fair games, it's what cheat the rich and eat the rich. Yeah, that's gonna be definitely a good game, I'm sure. How much to end the stream with Imagine Being Druckmann? Thank you for the 5. We don't want to imagine what it's like being Druckmann. He's a little soy bitch. No, thank you.
No thanks.
Captain Keeps, thank you for the 5 to support the ladies. I hope I got that right. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Demogeni, thank you for the 2. Vera, Wicked, Toasty, and Lumi. By the way, Vera, check DMs. I will after the show. But thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. Daniel, thank you for the 43 months. Will Neil get what he has coming to him? And how are you doing? I'm doing good. Last 3 questions. When will we see the end of woke? Do you guys ever think we're going to see like the end of woke in our entertainment, at least anytime soon?
No, I don't think so. I do think that eventually we're already starting to see that people are getting sick of it. They just want entertainment back in their entertainment. So I do think that it'll start to fade, but fully go away, probably never, unfortunately.
Yeah. Toasty? You're muted.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I know, I saw you trying to talk.
Can you guys hear me now? No?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
So
good.
I agree with her. I think that it's going to fade and there's going to be a little bit left. Like, it's never going to fully go away. So I definitely agree.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you have any thoughts, Lumi?
Oh, wait, did she step away?
Maybe.
Oh, no, is she muted too?
God damn it! Oh! I was talking to my kid because I guess the storm's getting worse outside, so we were talking about what we might need to bring to the basement.
Oh, gotcha. That's fine.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy.
No, I'm just muted and yeah, I'm nuts. But no, I don't got any thoughts.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. But I guess let's continue. It says, Tati Gabrielle, the actress leading Naughty Dog's upcoming sci-fi game Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet, is now being framed. Whoops, I didn't get rid of that. Sorry, Wicked.
It's okay. I'm still here.
Is now being framed as a victim in training. In new promotional interviews, Gabrielle and Druckmann claim she's undergoing an emotional boot camp to prepare her for the type of fan response seen during the backlash of The Last of Us Part 2. The worst part about this is when you convince someone that something is going to happen, that very thing will happen. Like, if she thinks, oh, I'm going to face racist or sexist backlash, she's going to go to her social media, and those are the only types of posts that she's going to be looking for. So she's probably going to find something that she can consider to be that.
Oh yeah, she's gonna highlight it. I mean, she shared that stupid thing that I guess she had that made. That's what it looks like, the image of her.
So I think that technically she didn't have it made, but from what I remember, she was actually following this account, so she could have had it made, but it's at least somebody that supported her.
Yeah, and she reposted it, so it's like she's like, let's start like the backlash by attacking them before they really attack me. Like, of course, there was a little bit like people had stuff to say over the trailer, but I mean, the game hasn't even come out yet, and she's already starting.
Well, right. And the thing with the trailer is that the reason companies put out teasers and trailers is so that they can be judged. It's so that people can decide if they like the look of the content or not. And yeah, of course, a company wants people to primarily be talking positively about it. But at the end of the day, it still could be judged negatively, but it's just judgment. That's why they put out the trailers.
I said it in the very beginning. It's like with Rachel Zegler and playing Snow White. To me, if she would have kept her fucking mouth shut, that people would have been feeling sorry for her, not hate her. They would have came after Disney instead and felt bad for her. And I believe that most people would have been like, it's not her fault. She took a huge role, an iconic, first Disney ever princess. We don't blame her, but she had to go out and spew her bullshit, and then it just keep her mouth shut. Like, just keep it shut.
Yeah,
she started immediately because she was like, I remember the first tweet that I seen was she was like, the character will not be whitewashed. And we're like, okay, Rachel, who even said anything? Like,
and then she said, oh, I'm not gonna bleach my skin for this role or whatever. Like, who was asking you to? That's insane.
Oh my god, it's just like, at this point, I think a lot of like either voice actors or whatever think that the smart thing to do is to attack first. So then they're like, oh, so I can get ahead of this. Then they will show that it's bothering me. I don't want to be a victim and bullied over this. It's like, you're taking the wrong steps here. It's like, this is my tip for anything that you think is going to get some backlash or attention towards you. Ignore it. I just ignore everything.
Yeah, these actors and actresses would probably get, even if we don't like their role, if they just ignored it or was like, you know what, I don't care what you think, like, I'm happy to do this. But the way that they attack, like we see Pedro doing it, attacking people that even we know, like on Twitter, it's like, okay, you just look soft and you're just gonna get attacked more by the trolls because you're actually interacting with them.
Well, right. And with Rachel Zegler, I think that she is kind of a special case because she was so vocal. But if these actresses and these actors were even a little bit less vocal and they didn't attack fans specifically, then I think that most people would do what most people should be doing, is going after the company directly, because it's Disney's decision to hire her. It's Disney's decision to reboot and remake and readapt. It wasn't her fault that she took the role, but ultimately it's Disney's fault for hiring an actress who, of course, doesn't fit the position, but also doesn't care about the material. But because she was so loud and vocal so many times, how are we supposed to let that go? It's exactly like with Tati Gabrielle. I don't know this character. I don't know how this story's going to go. So any criticism I'm levying is towards this initial trailer, not specifically towards her, but she's making it about her by calling gamers incels and saying, are you mad, bro? So how are we supposed to ignore that?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. It's like they have this is their defense mechanism before anything even launches. So it's like, you know what? The game did bad because of you guys. You guys aren't accepting of this and that. It's like, no, maybe it failed because the gameplay is trash. I don't know, but that's, because it's not out yet, but it's like this, like I said, defense mechanism that all these companies pull before things even launch. And with Rachel, I think they actually could have made her look the part better. Like, yeah, she's not skin white as snow, but for like the press, like whatever that she was doing in press tour.
Yeah.
They were doing her hair really nice. They put like the
Yeah.
bow in it, and I'm like,
But then the movies.
yeah, I know. It was like Lord
Yeah.
Farquaad. Like, what'd you do? Like, if she didn't suck, I would feel bad for her, but she sucks, so I don't care.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Her attitude is disgusting. Actually,
she's
fun
awful.
fact. So on my other Twitter account, this was a while ago, I went back and forth with her
Oh.
and about like the whole Snow White thing, and
Yeah.
she ended up blocking me and stuff, and I lost my account and I had to make another account because whatever.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's specifically hard with her though, because she has acted this way outside of just Snow White. And I mean, I didn't know that much about Tati Gabrielle specifically, like before Intergalactic. I'd seen her obviously in a couple things, but I didn't realize how vocal she was and how many different groups she had attacked in the past. Like even when she was on her season of You, I think it was season 3, she was attacking the people who didn't like her character and didn't like the way that she looked in the show. So unfortunately, it's just same shit, different day with her.
Yeah. So we got another Rachel, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, how many Rachels have we had at this point, though?
Quite a
Too
few.
In my
many.
personal opinion, I think, and this is what I think, because I'm being like a detective right now, but I think that she was a complete bitch towards her designers and stuff, that they purposely fucked her over with that hair and outfit. I feel like, because
I mean, I kind of agree.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense, because who would put her in that and be like, yeah, that's the look.
yeah.
And at some of the premiere events, she looked really good. Like her
Yeah.
hair wasn't, it didn't look awkward. And in the movie, they put her in a Party City dress. And then they gave her the Farquaad. Why didn't they just keep her like natural hair cut? Because it was slightly longer than like her shoulders, but styled, it could have been shorter if they just put in tighter curls. It would have at least looked better than the trash that we got.
I said on my stream, I said I don't like that middle split they did with her hair.
No,
'cause
they should have done the side
side-
part and then
I-
the swoop.
I said
Yep.
that like a Marilyn Monroe hairstyle.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Ariel's, how Ariel's was originally, where it's like the really dramatic, almost
Oh,
Hollywood,
Yeah,
like
the-
old Hollywood curls and the waves.
Mhm.
That would have looked so much better. Even if it didn't look, I'd rather have her in something that looks more modern than something that looks like she bought it on clearance at Party City.
Yes.
Mhm.
But
Agreed.
I guess Disney didn't agree. That's for
No.
sure. It says, though, on her Instagram stories, she, of course, shared this illustration of her and Siri where it says, so DEI-licious and you mad, bro. And, of course, now, apparently, she's going through a boot camp, which I guess I understand, like a general telling an actor, okay, you shouldn't take everything that you see online so personally, but it's like they're setting her up for failure. They're setting her up to be defensive. They're setting her up to overreact to some of the responses that are going to be found online. Like I totally get telling an actor like don't stare at your social media, but it's almost like they're telling her, well, it's okay to stare at your social media. Just play your victim card all the time. She said, I got a lot of love, but there was also a lot of hate over me being a woman, me being a woman of color, me having my head shaved, all of these things that I didn't even initially see. I'm out of the social media zeitgeist for that reason, but once I did, Neil was like, ignore it. No matter what, me and you, we're going to make something beautiful. We're going to make something that we're proud of. And sure, like an actor, an actress, a writer, a producer, they need to feel confident to a certain extent in the product that they're creating, but they're not making games for themselves. They're making them for an audience. So you would think that they would be more worried about that backlash and that response to see what people actually have to say.
Yeah, well, they used to be. They used to actually
Yeah.
listen to criticism and then take that criticism and make games better. But now it's like, nope, I made something perfect, and you're an ist and a phobe and all of the above. If you don't like my stuff, you're the problem.
Yeah, definitely. And I also think that using the word a boot camp, like a hater boot camp, is just so weird. Like,
Kinda
why would
cringy.
you call it that? Why not just say, like, oh, I went through some like PR courses or something like that. It's worded very specifically, like she had to be thrown out into the world. She was in the trenches fighting the backlash. It's so intentional.
She's so stunning and brave. That's what they want us to think. Yeah.
You know what? When I hear hater boot camp, I wonder if she's just sat in a chair and people just start saying slurs at her until she just stops crying.
I mean, maybe it'd help her be a little bit less of a sensitive snowflake.
I know. God, just throw her into a COD lobby, not the modern ones.
Oh, the good ones.
Oh, the good ones.
The real
original
ones.
Modern Warfare 2, or just man. Did you see the alleged new rules for Activision? Not Activision, fucking is Activision that does?
Yeah,
COD?
Activision Blizzard. Yeah.
Activision and Raven have for their code of
Teabagging.
conduct now for.
I don't think that was confirmed, but the problem is that all of these companies have their terms of service written in a way where they could already just ban you for whatever the hell they felt like. And with other companies, we're seeing them saying teabagging's banned. Oh, you're not allowed to teabag, or oh, you can't like say certain things, of course, because they want to control people's speech on their platform. You're talking about I would call teabagging like a pillar of gamer culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not talking about someone, I don't know, threatening somebody's real life. We're talking about a series of button presses. Is it really that serious? I don't know. I guess because I grew up with the good old Xbox Live days, I'm not so sensitive to it. But oh my god, we're talking about a game for adults doing adult things. Is it that important that you're protecting adults from a simple button press?
I mean, it's like at this point, I don't know, because it seems like they are trying to bring back or like bring in kids that are playing Fortnite with the amount of fucking crossovers they're doing right now. I hate it so fucking much. It's like, with the AI detection for bad speech or bad sportsmanship is stupid. If I can't call somebody the F word because they fucking suck at their game, I'm melting.
Yeah. I get that they want a younger audience to be playing their games because they want to make as much money as possible, but then they should go and make a game that is appropriate for a younger audience.
Yeah.
And if they really wanted to, what they could do is they could just allow people to use the tools and parental controls the way that they should be used. That's why mute and block buttons exist, is so if someone's bothering you, you don't have to listen to it. It's insane to me that people, of course, at these companies feel like they have to protect everyone so much that they end up banning people's speech and censoring people.
Yeah, I cannot play Call of Duty online. I can't, because every other word is like the R slur or the F slur, and I'm just done.
My biggest issue is the mics, like the Xbox screechers. That's what I'm just like, gotta rip off your headphone, like, ow.
Oh, I hate screechers so much.
The Xbox Connect days.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I still call it that, and not everyone gets that, but like if I'm playing with someone and they have a bad mic and I'm like, oh, it's an Xbox screecher, get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I heard that like all the large companies, like between Xbox, between Microsoft, between PlayStation and everything, they want to try to make a centralized thing on if you're banned on one platform, your connected accounts under the same email will also be banned off of all online games. So if you're banned in one place, you will be banned everywhere else.
Yeah.
And that just seems like a severe overreach of power.
Oh, it completely
it
is.
Absolutely. And they make you pay. I had a friend who had like it was like my big fat nuts, I think was his name, and he had it from like high school. Him and his friends, they all had like my big fat butt, my big fat, like they were just the high schoolers being silly. And he was playing Sea of Thieves and he sung someone's ship, and it was like this old guy's like, oh, well, that's a name. He said something like that. I'm like, okay. And then the next day he wakes up and his name was changed to something else, and you had to pay to like get a new name. I'm like, because he got reported by the guy for sinking. He wasn't even being toxic. He just sunk his ship, and the guy got upset because that his name was My Big Fat Nuts.
It's always Sea of
Which is
Thieves
hilarious.
players too. It's sad.
There's
I
something
think
there.
they're so much fun.
I never got into Sea of Thieves, but
Oh,
I've
I love
heard
it.
more than one story like
It
that.
Oh yeah.
fun. It is fun. My issue is not finding people to play with me, so
It's solo is kind of tough on Sea of Thieves sometimes, but at least they have that new mode where you can like not have to do PvP if you just want to like.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
I also
it's
like
okay
Bill.
because Sea of Thieves is irrelevant now. Now it's Skull and Bones. That's the
Oh.
big pirate
Ugh.
game.
Nuh-uh.
I'd rather go play Pirates again than Skull and Bones.
Which is
Yeah.
sad because I actually liked the graphics for it and I wanted it to be so good, and they kept delaying it, and oh god, it's a sad story for people that were waiting for that game to come out. So many people had their hearts broken, and because I play Sea of Thieves, and people were asking like, "Are you gonna get Skull and Bones?" Like, no. I had friends that actually I wasn't supposed to see it when it first dropped. They were developers and they signed up for like a special thing to test it out, and they were all like, "What?" And so I saw a little bit of gameplay, and I was like, "This is garbage. What?" So before it even dropped, I was like, "Nope."
Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, I can't say that I'm particularly shocked given the state of Ubisoft, which
Yeah.
we're gonna definitely talk about Ubisoft, but really quickly, Winged Light, thank you so much for the $4.99. The Squeenix company Reboot seems to be mainly pointed at their mobile gacha games as they shut down a bunch of them between 2023 and 2024. That is a big problem for them. Is they, of course, are one of the many companies that kind of fell into mobile gacha games, but also you have to look at some of the bigger projects they've had that haven't made money, like the recent Final Fantasy games. Some of them did okay, but they still didn't like reach the heights that the company wanted. And then you have titles like Forspoken, which lost them hundreds of millions of dollars. So that's a problem for them. Justin, thank you for the $4 because there were two. Did you see Endemian's reply to Tati? Check your X posts. I'll have to check that. I have not seen it though, but thank you so much for the donos. Lammy, thank you for the 2 footfish.
Lies. They get Arch's filthy lies out of this.
Raptor, thank you for becoming a member. Sarana, thank you so much. Loom ignores everything.
I do not.
Blasphemy.
Oh,
Even her own fan chats. She's gotten too big for us now.
Oh, you
Damn.
little liar. It's not my fault you guys try to give me money to chat when I'm in the middle of hyper-focusing something. I can't be a healer keeping everyone alive and just look over and be like, oh, thank you for the $5. Oh, shit, everyone's dead.
dude, that's why I
Yeah.
can't do gaming streams. I can't.
It takes a long time to learn, but once you learn, I don't even need to technically look at the screen now. I can see it in my peripheral vision.
Yeah,
It's a skill.
I
Impressive.
have this bad habit of hyper-focusing and I forget everyone exists except, like, you know, the people I need to keep alive.
She gets very locked
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, that happens to me too, and then I'll get a jump scare donation and it will scare the fuck out of me. But I understand, right? Because I was technically ignoring chat.
Like, pay attention to me now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's hard to be a streamer. Chris, thank you for the $1.99. Disney tried to shut her the hell up. Oh yeah, I mean, it was clear that when they gave Rachel Zegler the new PR team that they really wanted her to kind of start minding her business better. And sure, like she's an individual, so she can say what she wants on her own social media, but the problem lies in the fact that 95% of the controversy that she was causing were in her interviews for the company, like at Disney Expo, in interviews with like Vanity Fairs. It's not like she just made a comment on her social media once or twice. I still think that that would be slightly different. It's just that she kept going into interview after interview saying these things.
I'm surprised they didn't pull her aside sooner. and say,
Yeah,
like,
they
"Hey,
let her go for a while.
They did.
I think the straw that broke the camel's back there was the sweatshirt that she wore where it said like "No tears left to cry." I think that was the last post that I remember she had made before they like pulled her offline for half a year.
They're like, you need to chill. This movie's gonna bomb.
Yeah. And look at what happened with the Hunger Games. She was a lead star in that, and it made money, but it also was the lowest it was like the worst performing Hunger Games movie, I believe, monetarily. And I mean, hey, when you have an individual like Rachel who doesn't care about the audience, well, that's just what's going to happen. Keebs, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. And for the 4, thank you for the, do you mean ladies or laddies?
Laddie.
The laddie.
Profile pictures.
But thank you so much for that. Jason, thank you so much for becoming a member. Much appreciated. Winged, thank you for the $4.99. To add to being mainly the gacha games, Squeenix recently canceled development on a Kingdom Hearts gacha game that was in development. They did recently cancel that. I don't know if any of you are big fans of Kingdom Hearts.
I am. I haven't played the last one, but I played the original games. I loved them.
I never got into Kingdom Hearts.
No, I like
Never played it.
Yeah, I mean, they're so I had played the first one and I really liked it, but then after that, I don't know why, but I just never felt the interest in going back and like replaying.
Yeah, I get that. I've only played the first 2.
Yeah.
Is the third one the one that came out for PS4? I don't even know.
Yes, it was
so I have
third one.
Okay, I haven't played that one yet, but it got very mixed reviews. I actually have it. Someone sent me the whole collection, so I will eventually play it, but I'm not really in a rush because I'm not good reviews. And the first one definitely was the best. Second one was good. I liked it, but first one, real good.
Yeah, I know that there are spin-offs as well, or like non-mainline entries, but I don't know anything about those.
There was one I remember playing. My friend had it on like their DS, the 3DS. I remember playing it a little bit. I never finished it though. So yeah,
well, that's what happens when you milk a series for all that it's worth, and then just every single entry gets lower and lower in quality instead of going up and up in quality.
Exactly.
Unfortunately. Magma Fox, thank you so much for the 5. Loom Loom is foot fish. Lying to the audience is bad.
There's no lying. I swear, Arch is a mastercraft at making up narratives. It's horrifying. It's absolutely scary. And I can't even do anything about it either. And it sucks. The only thing that I got is just this stupid plushie.
Well, maybe it's time that Arch goes and works with the Access Media. It sounds like he'd be good at it if he's good at crafting a story.
He would. He honestly would.
Probably. And to add to the Naughty Dog pain, not only are they facing backlash over Intergalactic, but The Last of Us Season 2 viewership and also the ratings have completely tanked because of the Joel in 1 moment. But part of me wants to feel bad for the normal moviegoers and TV watchers who are now just finding out why gamers hated it in 2020, but also, like, if you didn't already know that this happened, then do I really feel that bad? Because it's been years.
Yeah, no, I don't feel bad. I knew, so I actually did watch the first season, it just out of curiosity and to talk about it, but I knew I wasn't gonna have the strength for the second, so I haven't.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I haven't, because I've seen a couple stills and clips on X, and I'm like, ugh. It's even worse than I could have imagined. Like the I'm gonna be a dad memes are pretty funny though.
Those are good. The worst part for me is when right before Abby kills Joel, she's flirting with him.
Oh, I didn't know that. Are you serious?
Yeah, she's looking at him and she's like, "Oh wow, no wonder they talk about you." And like, oh, it's so bad. And she's like checking him out and she's looking him up and down, and he almost has this look on his face like, am I about to die or am I about to get laid? He looks so confused. It's
what the
so
hell?
Terrible.
I think it's
like
also hilarious that they made Abby like better looking than in the game.
I think that Abby in the show should have been Ellie. That actress looks so much closer to Ellie.
Yeah, agreed. Sorry, I cut you off. You're about to say something. I just had that thought.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't know that. That is That's disturbing.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of his fucking face already.
Yeah.
Oh, Pedro
Agree.
Pascal.
Jesus Christ.
It's like Pedro Pascal is the modern day equivalent of Brad Pitt back in the 2000s.
I mean, he's
Brad
bad
Pitt.
looking, but you know, I mean, I want to see some new faces.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Same with, it's like him and Zendaya are cast and everything. And people
Oh
are so
my
tired of it.
god. No.
I just triggered everybody with that. Not Zendaya.
She's in everything now. And she's not a bad actress. It's just she's overused. It's like in video games with Troy Baker. He's in everything. It's like how
True.
Nolan North used to be in everything. And they're not bad. It's just I get to the point where I go, oh, it's Pedro Pascal, not the character. He's in too many things, too close to each other.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. I think one actor that I'm just sick of seeing everywhere. It's like Zendaya is for like the everyday superhero movies or whatever.
Yeah.
I probably a hot take, but I hate seeing Jenna Ortega everywhere. She's the reason why I'm not seeing Death of a Unicorn. I hate seeing her everywhere.
Me too. I mean, she's a cute girl, but like again, you get tired of seeing the same faces and fucking everything.
Yeah, I don't have anything like specifically against her acting style, but I would agree that she's also another one that's in like too many things now.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I like her. I haven't seen a lot that she's been in, to be honest, besides like I liked her in Wednesday, but that's like her character.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's who she is, and like everything. That's what she portrays. The only thing I will say, I respect her take on roles that she will accept, because she doesn't want the like strong woman. She had that interview where she was like, if it says that in the script, no thank you. They need to have depth and character build up and everything, and not one dimensional. But I read something that she wants to get behind the camera, so maybe she's getting sick of herself. So she like wrote a movie that she's been writing for like 10 years, and I'm like, how old is she? She's like 22. I'm like, you started writing a movie when you were like 10? Okay.
It's gonna be like some Harry Potter spinoff that she thought of when she was 10.
It's a Harry Potter fan fiction. It's okay.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
But I completely agree. I think that she does have some really good opinions. Like, I think that interview you're referring to, she was also sitting down talking with Ellie Fanning, I think it was. That was a really nice interview. Even Ellie Fanning was like, I'm perfectly fine with seeing strong female characters, but it's also good to have femininity. She did a really good job as Sleeping Beauty, though. So I give her big props there.
Yeah. That was probably the last good one. Like, I'm trying to think when that came out, or was it? I liked Cinderella. Whatever one came out last. Both of those were the only well done princess live actions.
It was Maleficent 1, so Sleeping Beauty, and then Cinderella, Maleficent 2, and then you get into like the Beauty and the Beasts and the Aladdins, which I thought like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin were pretty good, but also I think the best actress out of all the live action ones was Ellie Fanning.
Yeah, I thought those were okay too. I just think like being nitpicky, like with like Belle's dress, it should have been way more extravagant.
I hated that.
Yeah, I hated that dress, and the whole scene with Jasmine where she's like not gonna take any crap from anybody, and then right after that solo, she gets told what to do and listens. Like, okay.
Yeah, that was really, really bad.
Yeah, but they were okay. They definitely aren't as bad as what we're getting now, like compared to like Snow White.
Oh, I'll take those any day of the week over the Little Mermaids and Snow White.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid infuriated me so much because they completely changed the ending. The point of Eric saving the day was to prove that he loved her, and that proving to Triton that humans weren't so bad. And then when Ariel just saves the day, it has no emotional impact.
But the scene was hilarious to me because she's just flopping on the deck and is like...
It makes me sad. I like mermaids. My entire VTuber is a fucking mermaid, and it's just ugh.
They could have done so much better.
I know.
But they didn't, because this is modern day Disney that we're talking about, and them put in work and effort? Absolutely not. Why would they ever do that?
You know, it's like you know how the new Lilo and Stitch is coming out, the live action?
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I'm upset about, that a lot of people are upset about, is that Peakley is not going to be a cross-dresser.
Nope.
That is so sad.
It is sad. Because it was such a in the original, it was such like a wholesome, funny moment, and it wasn't that like it wasn't like that could, I don't think, at least, we know how people are on social media. I don't think how anybody could really get offended over that because it was only a couple of minutes. It's not like it was the entirety of the character.
Yeah. Peakley was already like, you know, a little more flamboyant anyway. He's a flamboyant fucking nerd that is like overly cautious about everything. Let him wear his silly dress. Come on. But at least the executives said that they tried. It was Disney that said, no, the alien is not cross-dressing.
I think it's funny how Disney always wants to push modernity until it comes time to just readapt modernity in a way that people actually wouldn't criticize, and then they don't do it.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, you guys are so woke now. You had a chance to where you could have had the alien cross-dress, but I kind of get it because it's not like in the realistic version, like the movie coming out, where they could just put on clothes and, you know, humans can't tell, right? They needed to change, have them have like this thing where they change into humans instead of just putting clothes on themselves and stuff. So I kind of get it, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
they could have thrown like a scene in where he's like the human and then he's just like in a dress, like, oh, like something cute and silly, just like a nod to that moment. But they're afraid they have to cater to the smaller percentage that's gonna go on Twitter and get mad.
Yep.
Like, you're making fun of us.
And speaking about Disney and Disney characters offending people, there is this fan art that is going viral. And I'm not gonna tell you guys immediately what it is. Why do you think the Twitter weirdos would be furious about this Disney fan art?
You got me. I can't keep up with these people, so I have no idea.
Is because it's mostly white men?
It's because Naveen isn't here.
Oh, see, I didn't even think of that. Oh,
and so they're saying, oh, Disney has one diverse prince, which, by the way, is not fucking true given all of these different characters, ethnicities, and backgrounds. But, oh, because they didn't feature the one diverse prince, okay, it just goes to show that this artist is racist.
Clearly.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, let's pretend like the Asian guy isn't there and like the Middle Eastern dude isn't there either.
Isn't Naveen supposed to be like Indian or something too? Because I know his country doesn't actually exist, but there's an argument on that people say that he's a black guy, but he's actually, I mean, his country's not real. So just like Agrabah's not real, but we know that Aladdin and Jasmine are Middle Eastern.
Right.
But there was an argument about that. I did a deep dive like a while ago, like watching videos and stuff on that, like how Naveen is actually considered more like Indian, I think. But
that's what I always thought, because it's not like he was, it's not like they explained it or he was like open about it, but I always thought that he was Indian. But there are people on this post saying you're racist for not including the Black Prince, but I didn't even think that he technically was. I thought that he was Indian.
Yeah, same.
I thought he was like, well, I thought he was from France, but like he just looked Mediterranean. Like more, you know.
Yeah.
I thought he was French, no? Like a dark French guy. I don't know.
Either way, it doesn't matter because he wasn't included, and that means that this artist is a racist.
Aladdin has the same skin tone as him. Let's be real. Like,
yeah. I do think it's kind of weird though that Flynn is here. Like, why is Flynn Rider here?
Yeah, he's not a prince.
Well, I mean, he marries a princess, so I guess then technically he becomes a prince.
I was about to say that, yeah.
But also, come on, all right.
that was just like them inserting. They probably think he's the hottest one. I think Eric.
Right.
I'm team Eric.
But it's
Yeah.
cute art. I like the art a lot. It's adorable.
Yeah, it's a beautiful art. And then Savvy had reposted it because, of course, this person's getting attacked saying, now you have to draw certain things or else you'll get called names and worse. Luckily, this artist is also getting a lot of love. Artists draw what they want. They are under no obligation to draw what you want. The delusions of certain people are exhausting and people are tired. Yeah, I'll never understand the mentality of, oh, you have to demand that someone include the character you like in this fan art just because you like this character.
Yeah, they're offended because he's my favorite character. Like, well, people are so fragile. It is very exhausting.
Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising, though. That's for sure.
Not at all.
Arch, thank you so much for being here. I'm here yet again to remind everyone of how much Lumi likes feet, more than a fish likes water.
Arch,
right.
come on!
He's been hanging out with Kata too much. That's what it is.
Oh my god. Dude, Arch popped by New Black Street when I was on there, and he was like, oh, Lum Lum. And we're like, shut up.
Poor Lumi. Have to catch a break.
I will never catch a break. Literally everywhere I go, even before I meet these people, it's just like, oh, Lum Lum, the foot fish. I'm like, you talk to Arch, don't you?
Yeah. But thank you for the donation. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the $6.99. Vera, you would have absolutely loved Kingdom Hearts 2. Also, the spin-offs are connected to the main story. Yes, even the rhyme games. I thought that they were all connected. But again, I also have never played a lot of Kingdom Hearts, so I wouldn't have been able to say it off the top of my head. Like, I know the general stories, but yeah, after that third one came out, I feel like any hype that people really had for Kingdom Hearts kind of died off.
It did. It
Which
did.
is
That's why
sad.
it is. That's why I have not been like in a rush to play the third game. I'll get around to it, but I've got plenty of other games to play first.
Yeah.
Fun fact: the woman, the one that sings the theme song, Utada, that's her name. She's Japanese. Is now all of a sudden a they them herself, and she's like in her 40s. By the way.
Oh gosh, she doesn't know.
So
what's
it's
going
unfortunate, you know.
on. That is
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
I don't have any commentary there.
got nothing. Got nothing.
Nothing good to say. Lumi, you know I don't watch Arch.
Hey, shut up, Magma.
Thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. Boog, is that how you say it? Thank you so much for the dono. Hi, ladies. Let me put you all in a bind. Arthur from Sword in the Stone. Smash or pass? Isn't Arthur like 11?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, is that a kid?
Pretty
Pass.
sus. Yeah.
We'll give him some
for-
chicken nuggets and let him go on his way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he like 12 or something?
I think
I mean,
so.
adult King Arthur, I would.
Oh yeah, for sure. But also, Sword in the Stone is an amazing movie.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
It's one of the
is.
best that they made.
Mhm.
But we don't get movies like that anymore, unfortunately. And Soul Silver, thank you so much for the 5. Also, Square Enix money-making machine Final Fantasy XIV has been on a decline too. I used to really like Final Fantasy XIV, but yeah, when Dawn Trail came out, they faced quite a bit of backlash. I feel like because the team had shifted around a lot, and they ended up kind of losing quite a few of the developers that were a part of it, then it just ended up becoming another clusterfuck. It just seemed that they didn't end up they weren't able to make another team of the caliber that had made the past expansions and made the game really good.
Well, it's like with Final Fantasy XIV because I am hopelessly addicted. I have over 5,000 hours in the game and started playing again recently because I want to work on my crafting relics and stuff.
Yeah.
But with Dawn Trail, the main story MSQ for Dawn Trail, absolute fucking trash. I switched the language over to English because I could not stand the voice actress for Wook Lamont. Absolutely terrible.
God.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
But the quest for the post main story has less Wook Lamont, actually got a lot better since the team that was focusing on Final Fantasy 16 are able to completely focus on 14 again. Because that's a bit of a theory that's going on. The reason why Dawn Trail was kind of bad was because all of their best writers went to 16.
I liked Final Fantasy 16. I feel like that's become a hot take. I thought that it was really good. I really like Ben Starr. I liked a lot of the voice cast. And sure, 25 hours was cutscenes and 25 hours was gameplay, so it was cutscene heavy, but I thought that the writing was still pretty good.
Yeah, the story was good. I really liked it.
But I also wouldn't want them to sacrifice 14 to make 16 better.
Yeah. But I'm happy all the team is back focusing on 14. I can't wait to see how the next expansion goes. It's like I took a break for a few months, but Final Fantasy 14 will always have a special place in my heart because that's where I met my boyfriend. We met on Final Fantasy 14, and now we live together.
Oh, that's cute.
That is cute.
I never played the game. Big
No,
surprise.
Poor Sam, poor
I haven't
Toasty. She's like, yeah, I've never played it, but that's cute.
It's a good game.
I've heard great things about it. I need to get into it. I never played it. I know like some of the characters are on Kingdom Hearts, so I know a little bit, but that's different.
I mean, hey, if you guys ever want to play, I'm always free. I will happily carry you through the story. I am a healer main, and I will make sure you'll never die.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get through all of the story content, but I was going for a astrologian. Is that how you say it? That class was fucking insane. That job was crazy.
Oh, Astro is a lot of fun. I main Scholar myself.
Oh yeah, Scholar was really cool too. But I'm also usually a healer / like magic main, so I'm right there with you.
I usually like to beat people.
Well, you're definitely like you need a big hammer or like some kind of
or a big old
great sword. Yeah.
Oh, then I could see you if you want to go tank. I could see you playing warrior, or if you want a gun, play machinist. That's just literally the gun class.
Yes,
because I do play Marvel Rival, and I'm Penny Parker, so I got to be a tank. I got to be like I want to beat people.
Yeah, when I play Rivals, I'm Jeff because I'm a fucking loser, or I'm Adam Warlock. So.
Hey, Jeff is adorable. Just be that little annoying piece of shit that'll never die.
He is so cute.
He's cute, but he's so annoying. I hate the guy. I love him, but I hate him. But speaking about Square Enix, I don't know if you guys have played Claire Obscure, but no story spoilers because it was fucking amazing. But analysts believe that Square Enix is now probably kicking itself, seeing the success of Claire Obscure after being reticent to do it with Final Fantasy. I like the action Final Fantasy, but I also prefer the older formula still. Yeah, I mean, the new ones are good. I really liked 16, but also turn-based is definitely where it's at. And with that, Square Enix had just announced that they plan to reboot the company, which, first off, this isn't the fucking MCU, guys, okay? What's with the reboot term? That sounds odd. Like, unless you're actually firing 95% of the people, you're actually canceling projects and then greenlighting new projects. It's not really a reboot, it's just a new marketing strategy. But it says, according to Square Enix, it plans to adopt a multi-platform approach for its games, leading to major titles being released on a consistent basis starting in March 2027 because they plan to emphasize quality over quantity. My problem is they haven't even been delivering a high quantity of games. Sure, there's been a lot of ports, but I don't consider ports to be new, full-blown games most of the time. Like,
no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't play many Square Enix games besides 14. So as long as they don't try to tank 14 again, I don't care.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that, especially when the game has been around for so long and it's got such a dedicated fan base. Like, in my opinion, games that are still alive that have a dedicated fan base like 14, those should really be a big priority. But instead, companies feel like, oh, they can just continue to do the minimum amount of work because they already have a dedicated fan base, which I think is just such a trash mentality.
Yeah.
I just had to look up their games to see. I actually think that the Kingdom Hearts games are the only Square Enix games that I played, so
Yeah, Square Enix has a lot of good games, but they have the thing with them is it's like Final Fantasy, right? You have to play a million games in order to understand, well, not necessarily understand, but fully enjoy the scope of what Final Fantasy has to offer. Because like with 16, oh, that is action combat, so you're not getting the older experience. So you still have to play the older games in order to get the bigger picture and really get where the hype is. Like each set of games does something slightly differently, or each game does something differently that I think is a strong suit. And so Square Enix, they just have such a big back catalog that it can be intimidating for a lot of people. But I think if you want to play like Final Fantasy for the first time, the Pixel Remastered Collection was really well done.
okay.
Yeah,
Remastered.
definitely.
I know usually the Pixel remasters go on sale every so often on Steam. So if you want to wait for a sale, pick up the
Yeah.
collection. It's
Okay,
really good.
yeah.
Definitely.
I'll put it on my wish list and then I'll get reminded. I love Steam sales. I have so many games that I don't play because it's like, oh, it's only $3, it's only $5. I'm gonna grab it, and then I kind of forget that I have it.
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
guilty of that with
same.
Steam.
Yeah, my GOG account has like 600 games in it.
Wow.
And I've only played a
Man.
small percent of them. Well, because GOG does like, everything's 99 cents basically. So I
Oh.
just buy so many games.
Might as well. If
Yeah.
It's
that
like, oh,
cheap,
what
you know?
if I need to stream this random game one day? It's
Exactly.
only 99 cents.
Man,
Well,
it's like,
I like cozy games. Sorry, Hypnotic. I know you hate that word, but
I love cozy games too. Are you going to play the Lord of the Rings cozy game that's coming out?
no, there is. It's coming.
There's been so much controversy surrounding it. It's got the Black Hobbits in it, and one of the lead writers, was it a lead writer? Was it a producer? She said that there is no push for DEI in the industry, and you're just a conspiracy theorist if you believe that. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's supposed to be like a life sim farming game set in the Shire.
I love that though. That's cute.
It is cute, but also it's been delayed 3 times now.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, no. It definitely isn't. Let me find the oh no, breaking down the patriarchy, exactly what we need to be looking at right now. Tales of the
Lord.
Shire. Yeah, Tales of the Shire. It's supposed to finally come out in I believe it's in June. It's supposed to come out. Now, I think that it looks good, but it does kind of have PS2 graphics.
It does.
I
It does
could-
look
yeah.
cute though. Very cozy.
It looks like a very fun Switch game. Like, I'm just gonna put a
Yeah.
little bit of time into it. But with the way that some of the developers are acting, it just becomes so hard to want to support these people.
Absolutely.
I
There's
know one
another. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no.
One game that I'm waiting for that I backed on Kickstarter is Goblin Cleanup, where you just clean dungeons after the adventurers die and stuff.
Wait, what? Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
it's
wait,
so
wait.
cute.
Goblin Cleanup?
Yeah.
Wait, when does this come out?
Oh, we don't. I think it's like quarter 3 of this year, if I remember correctly.
I've never
But
I've never
backed
heard of
like-
this.
You haven't? I backed it on Kickstarter so I can get a copy on
It's
release.
cute, but see, I already got 2 goblins of my own. I always got to clean up after them.
Oh
so-
my god,
this is
chat. We are fucking cooked. I'd stream 100 hours of this.
You get to
That's it.
customize your goblin too.
That
Aw.
looks so cute. I love
Hold
that.
on. I have to
There's
write
this
that.
cozy game that I do want to get, and I think it's called Croak Creek. If I'm maybe
Creek.
I'm saying that wrong, but it's like
Croak
little
Creek.
frogs, like a village of little frogs, and it's just cute.
Aw.
That sounds so adorable. See, I love the cozy games. If you hate cozy games, you have a problem.
Hypnotic.
Yeah. You there's a problem with you. It's not me, it's you. Cozy games are great.
Yeah,
I like crafting games because it keeps my brain distracted just long enough where I'm not bored. Because if I get bored with a game, I exit out of it and then I just never play it again. I need something to do.
Yeah.
There's a goblin cleanup demo.
Yeah,
on
you can play the
Steam.
demo
There is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Oh
added
my
it to my library.
gosh. I need to play that like right now.
The demo is fun, and they're just adding more and more and more customization options. I've been following the development for a while.
Well, I'll have to follow them, and I'll have to check out their socials because I hadn't heard of it, but that looks really good. My chat is memeing though, saying Elden Ring is the coziest game for Vera. Listen, guys, I
Yeah, it's
love
a
Elden Ring.
great stress reliever.
Yeah, great stress reliever.
Bloodborne is my cozy game.
Oh my gosh, Bloodborne's so good. It's too bad us Bloodborne girls are never getting any other Bloodborne content ever again.
The closest new Bloodborne content that I have is the Bloodborne board game that I backed on Kickstarter.
They also put the Hunter and Astrobot, if that counts.
I seen it gave me too much hope. It's like, finally, yes, no, okay.
Listen, I won't be too mean to Sony about Bloodborne, so maybe they'll actually give it to us, because clearly bullying isn't working.
Yeah.
But I think we've waited long enough. That's for sure.
I will always huff my copium. I don't care how many people call me insane.
I completely agree. Wooloo Lover, thank you so much for the $4.99 with the nerd emote. Yeah, that's us. No offense, but the PR team of SE needs to be fired. Square Enix?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
And
everybody... I think everybody in Square Enix just needs to go at this point, because whatever they're doing with the company is not working, and even this new reboot that they're trying to do doesn't sound like it's going to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Just my 2 cents. Wild Dog, thank you for the 2. Final Fantasy 16 will be considered a cult classic in a decade. For real, true. Yeah. Everybody memes on me for loving 16. I think it's good, okay? Jeez, why can't we just get down with Our Lady on the beach? What's wrong with that?
It's okay, you're just liking the game too early. People will eventually come around.
True. I'm cool. In a decade, you guys are gonna be regretting ever memeing on me for liking it. Corona, thank you for the 5. I'm still waiting for Mouse PI for Hire. That looks so good.
It does.
Yeah, that looks hopefully like it's going to... Oh my gosh, this one looks really cool. Mouse for Hire PI. It's a game that's I think it's supposed to come out in 2025, if I'm not mistaken. But it looks so well done, and it looks so polished.
Oh,
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
love like the Steamboat Willie style.
Yeah, it is the Steamboat Willie style. So hopefully when it actually comes out, yeah, I hope it ends up being like actually as good as it's looked so far, because they've shown a lot of like gameplay, and all of it has looked really solid.
Like we're getting confused with the DP.
So, but yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for the 5. It looks like another game that will hopefully end up doing better than most of the mainstream AAA slop that comes out nowadays.
Yeah.
Demongenite, thank you for the 5. Final Fantasy 16 was pretty good, like Game of Thrones / JRPG. DRGN is
Dragoon.
Dragoon is my favorite main in Final Fantasy 14. I'm leveling all to 100. That's gonna take a long time. Damn. And right now I'm doing New Game Plus on Stellar Blade, Expedition 33, and Final Fantasy 14 schedule. All great games.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to beat Stellar Blade again on PC this time. I already beat it on PS5, but I'm gonna buy it again for PC, and then I'm gonna love every moment of it.
I've already told my chat, the second that it launches on PC, I'm going to find the biggest titty mod that is going to exist. and I wonder how many people are going to get triggered by it. I wonder how many mods Nexus mods will end up banning, though. Whew.
I mean, that's why we have alternative mod sites now.
Yeah, true. There's DEG mods, there's based mods, there's Ayaka mods, I think it's called. So there are a few.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I can't wait to see that. That's going to be so funny.
It is. Oh, how about Wizard Merlin then? No, I'm going to pass.
Yeah,
no
same,
Arthur.
Sorry.
No Merlin.
I think he'd lose his magic powers, because don't you need to be a virgin until you're 40 to become a wizard?
Probably, yeah. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with Square Enix. I don't have a lot of faith in them. I don't have a lot of trust in them. I don't necessarily think that they can turn things around. I guess any company could potentially with a couple year reboot, but it's like I've said with the MCU. I think that if they stopped making MCU content for like 5 years and they really got a plan together, it could go well for them. But because they haven't done that, and instead what they've done is they've just pumped out filler content hoping it sticks, companies don't stop. They're not just going to take a break and think things through, and that's the biggest downfall for them.
Yeah, and they tie in, like, MCU used to be, we went to the theater to see a movie, and now they have all these Disney Plus shows that people aren't keeping up with. So, an example, I didn't watch the second season of Loki. I did watch the first one, but
Yeah.
I didn't watch the second season, so they had, like, parts of that in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, and I was like, what? What does that mean? I don't get this. Like, I don't, when they're talking about, like, the whatever that place is called that he went to, the time travel place.
Nope.
I forgot the name already.
I think the major issue with the MCU now is that as a content creator, I watch all these shows, so I understand it, but you can't just be a casual Marvel viewer anymore. Like, there's so many references and there's so many tie-ins that you have to basically watch everything preceding the piece of content you want to watch, or else there's going to be references, and sometimes major references that you don't understand. And if you are just a casual viewer, if you're a normie and you go to the theaters because you see, I don't know, the new Captain America movie, and then you show up thinking it's going to be like Chris Evans, you're going to be like, excuse me?
Yeah, that'd be very confusing for people that aren't keeping up. It's true. And I seen this, there was this article where it said that Kevin Feige was spread so thin at Marvel in the early 2020s that creatives wouldn't hear from him and would spend weeks on work only to get feedback that was too late. And some staffers had to resort to chasing him down in a hallway to get answers. It checks out, honestly.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I know.
And like with the MCU movies, I know that it's always how comic books have worked, where you have to know a lot of the back knowledge to get a lot of the references, but the MCU did not start that way. And so the average moviegoer is going to have an issue following the timeline, and the average moviegoer is not a comic book reader a lot of the times. So you can't expect them to be the same people at all times.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, lately they don't even, it's like they have that blueprint of the comic book and they don't even follow it. So the people that do read, everyone gets mad because the people that don't read it can't keep up, and the people that do read it are like, you did this wrong.
Yeah.
So, but to be fair, when they do stuff wrong, they really do it wrong. So it's understandable people getting frustrated that are original comic fans.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of companies doing things wrong, the Marathon beta, or the Marathon alpha actually, it happened like 2 weeks ago, and it did not go over so well. I mean, Arc Raiders is another extraction shooter that had a alpha going on at the same time, and that actually ended up going pretty good. It doubled Marathon's numbers, almost tripled Marathon's numbers, but now we're finding out that apparently Bungie is being accused of plagiarism, because the Marathon Alpha that recently released showed, of course, a lot of the imagery that's going to be in the base game, and its environments are covered with assets lifted from poster designs this individual had made back in 2017, and the worst part is that Bungie cannot deny it because this individual, Joseph Cross, the franchise art director for Marathon, literally follows this artist. So he knows, so he clear as day knew of his existence, had followed him, had liked his work in the past. There's no deniability there.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I didn't see it. Okay. Are you sure?
Right.
That's awful. Like, these big companies stealing from smaller creators, it's just awful.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it sucks that it's not even new either, because I'm sure you guys are familiar with Hot Topic and how they do like art competitions and stuff where people can have the chance of having their art featured on like Hot Topic clothing and shit like that.
Yeah.
People never actually read like the contract or the thing that they're signing up for, where every single person who even enters is still basically gave the rights to that artwork away to Hot Topic and can be used at any point without compensating them for anything.
So that's sad because they get so excited. They're just like, oh, I want to get big, you know, I'm going to get all this recognition and money. And yeah.
Yeah, like I get that sometimes things are going to be similar to other people's work. Like in my opinion, nothing is ever wholly unique. Everything is based on something in some way, shape, or form. But at the same time, we're talking about a company that is trying to make hundreds of millions to even billions of dollars, is their wish, off of a game like Marathon. And so instead of actually, I don't know, stealing people's work, maybe you could just pay them, because there's a lot of artists out there who wouldn't even want that much, because the recognition and, of course, some monetary compensation would probably be enough for them. But instead, they think that they can get around it by just straight up stealing it, sometimes slightly recoloring it or rewording it. But they almost always get caught when they're these larger companies. And again, the worst part to me is the fact that the lead franchise art director follows this artist. So there's no deniability.
Yeah, that's like, oof, like you could have at least unfollowed after you stole the work to kind of cover your butt. But no, they're just going to keep following. Yeah, but that's a very good point, that just pay them a little bit and give them the recognition. Yeah, and that's good enough for a lot of these, especially small artists that are trying to make it. That's more than enough. Even just the recognition sometimes. Like, hey, I want to use your work. Would you mind? Some of them might be like, oh yeah, use it for free. Like a big company using my work, but just to straight up steal it,
right?
You're causing yourself way more of a headache and probably more of a financial burden if they decide to sue you.
Oh, yeah, totally. And they also said, Bungie is, of course, not obligated to hire me when making a game that draws overwhelmingly from the same design language I've refined for the last decade, but clearly my work was good enough to pillage for ideas and plaster all over their game without pay or attribution. I don't have the resources nor the energy to spare to pursue this legally, but I've lost count of the number of times a major company has deemed it easier to pay a designer to imitate or steal my work than to write me an email. In 10 years, I've never made a consistent income from this work, and I'm tired of designers from huge companies mood boarding and parasiting my designs while I struggle to make a living, which is totally understandable. Like, for a company like Bungie, it would take an immense amount of time and resources to be able to go after a company of their size.
Yes.
I would be
absolutely.
pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is, I feel so bad because, like, yeah, that's also why they do it too, because some people do have the means to sue, but someone like this person is saying, you know, I don't have the money to sue these people, and they're like, oh, that's going to be the case for most people, so just take it. And that's just so dirty. Such a bad business practice.
Lawsuits are expensive too. I mean, we all know there's certain people that would go after content creators for saying meany things and try to sue them. I'm just saying. I'm not being petty or anything.
Yeah, no,
it happens. You're right.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. But Wicked, I believe you have to hop out. Yeah.
Yes, I lost track of time because we're having such a fun girls' night.
Yeah.
I gotta go on another stream, so I'm so sorry. I would have loved to stay the whole time.
No,
but
of course.
Whenever you do this again, if you want me to come back, just send me a message. I love
of course. Let everyone know where they can find you and what you're up to really quickly over on your channel.
Yeah, just Wicked Virtue on YouTube and X. That's where I'm mostly active. I also have Instagram and stuff too. So if you just follow me, you'll see my link tree. You can find me everywhere.
Awesome. Yeah. And everyone, it will be linked in the description, and the mods will post it in chat.
Okay. Thank you guys. Have fun, ladies.
Thanks for stopping by.
It's nice seeing you again, Wicked.
Nice seeing you again. Nice meeting you, Toasty. All right.
Bye.
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 So, continuing on, it says, unfortunately, this artist, it doesn't have a way to go after the company, which is understandable. We're talking about Bungie here, right? We're not talking about small apples and it's just one maybe like indie company that's stealing work, which that wouldn't be better, but it would be easier as a creator to be able to kind of defend yourself in your work. And there are a lot of people saying, you should definitely contact them and get this sorted out. I'm sure their legal team is on fire seeing this because it's blown up. I mean, right now it has 1.8 million views over on X, never mind like YouTube videos that have gone up on it and like people actually talking about it aside from that. And I feel bad, like you were mentioning, there are people out there who like to go after content creators for saying meany words. I don't know if you saw, but she actually made a thread about me yesterday.
Of course.
Of course, yeah. But there are people who, don't want to use kind of their audience, in this case this artist, right? He doesn't want to go after Bungie. He just wants to be able to either get financial compensation or even recognition. Like, that should be the minimum that a company does, is like, hey, we took inspiration from this person's work. Or they could just admit that their developers are fucking trash. I wonder now if they'll end up potentially even delaying their game again because of not only the alpha backlash, but also the major backlash that they're facing now over this art situation.
Yeah. If you're that big of a company with lots of following, then like, what makes you think you're going to get away with that? You know what I mean? There's going to be people that are like, wait a minute, I follow this artist, and it just the kind of seems, I don't know, is that their work?
Yeah, you'd think for a company that, of course, has millions and millions of people looking at their teasers and trailers and images, that they might think to themselves, haha, there's so many people, there's bound to be one or two individuals who notice this. Like, that just will always fucking blow my mind, is they think it's not that big of a deal, but I guess they just view it as, well, it's only a big deal if we get caught.
Yeah.
Which is shit, but the way that companies work, because these companies are shit.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's really much else to say on it, except for I feel bad for this artist, though it's just such a common situation now. It's something that happens very often now, which isn't good.
It sucks. I hope they can either get financial compensation, get credit, or even, like, if there's a true good ending here, they end up hiring the artist to design some actual good stuff for them.
Right, but companies actually hiring people who are good at their jobs.
I know.
What?
It's a long shot. It's like, trying to shoot an arrow towards a target while being blind. So.
It is. You'd think that it wouldn't be that difficult for a company that has like hundreds of millions of dollars to throw towards one singular project, but instead they're like, nope, we're gonna hire the worst people that we possibly can. And I totally get like hiring juniors, hiring people who are maybe new to an industry or new to a job, and giving them an opportunity if they have a portfolio that looks really good. But we can't have entire development teams or writing teams being that way.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's how companies are, and they will continue to be that way because they think they can get away with it. But really quickly, let me read the rest of these. Thank you so much, Justin, for the 2. Tati and Rachel are DEI-lusional. Stole from a friend. They're crazy. Like, they don't see anything wrong with their statements or their actions, which is, it's almost sad. It's almost sad that they're so delusional.
Uh-oh.
Yes?
Lumi's gone. It's the storm.
Oh,
I think.
yeah. She said, be right back real quick.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully, you were looking like, I don't know. We just found out that there was a nuke that was going to hit us. you paused. I got spooked for a minute there. Oh my gosh. We'll read that when she gets back. That's a very special one for her. Mongoose, thank you so much for gifting a membership to the channel. Much appreciated. Thank you. And Winged Light, thank you for the $4.99. Guys, I appreciate, of course, all your donations, your memberships, your support. I've been reading them between topics because I don't want to interrupt the ladies. Square Enix's gacha issue was so bad that they had about 10 to 15 gachas running at once, with even some like Final Fantasy Brave Exvius was caught lying about drop rates. That's the problem with gacha games. I don't necessarily have a problem with a like a free game that you have to put a little bit of money into. But the issue is, first of all, microtransactions are not so micro anymore. But second of all, the companies aren't even honest about things like drop rates. They're not even honest about percentages, which makes it significantly worse. It's one thing to already ask for like a shit ton of money, but at least be transparent. It's like with Apex Legends, they got sued, EA got sued. So what they had to do was they had to change the way that the loot boxes worked with the heirlooms. So every 500 loot boxes, you guaranteed got the shards that you needed. Now you had a tiny percentage to get them before, but it took people like 2,000 and 3,000 loot boxes later to actually get the shards, which was crazy. But unfortunately, that's what companies do. Anyway, now we're finding out that apparently if you're a Netflix paying customer, you're getting fucked over yet again. So I don't know, Toasty, do you pay for a lot of like subscriptions? Do you usually like wait to just watch something? Of course, online in a very legal way. Definitely not watching it in a way that would not support the company, right? Surely not.
Yeah, that. I'm not doing anything bad.
Definitely not. For sure. I personally pay for subscriptions.
Okay.
Definitely all of them. Every single one. For sure. But now we're finding out that apparently Netflix is going to be showing generative AI ads midway through streams in 2026. I just love being forced to pay 15 to 20, I think the highest is $25. I love being able to pay $25 and now getting generative ads.
That is so fucking lazy.
Is
so lazy. And then you want to up the price? Ugh, I'm sorry, but like, suck my ass.
Every company's either raising prices or they're taking away features from the cheaper tiers, which is crazy because it's not like it costs you any more to just give the content you were previously giving on a tier. But to take certain features away is just mind-boggling. So it says Netflix is joining its streaming rivals and testing the amount and types of advertisements its subscribers are willing to endure for lower prices. Today, at its second annual upfront to advertisers, the streaming leader announced that it has created interactive mid-roll ads and pause ads that incorporate generative AI. Subscribers can expect to start seeing these new types of ads in 2026, Media Play News reports. Netflix members pay as much attention to mid-roll ads as they do to the shows and movies themselves, the president said. That is a fucking cap. That is such a lie. The only time I pay attention to an ad is when I literally have to press the skip button. That is crazy to say. People care about the ads. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, as soon as it says skip, you wait till that light goes on and you're like, skip. And that's it. Nobody really wants to look at ads at all.
I think that it's so funny that they constantly try to convince advertisers and investors that that's the case. Like, these people love the slop we feed us.
It's like, this is why I use Brave, because I don't gotta see any ever again.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you know, it's sad that we have to resort to using certain like browser extensions or browsers like Brave. I love Brave. I think that it's great, but we shouldn't need to deal with that just to watch a show on a Hulu or a Netflix.
Yeah. I tried using Brave. It is good, but I use EV Mux, and for some reason it would just fuck me over while I would use EV Mux. I don't know why, and I can't use it anymore. So
I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah, like it would just like fuck me over, and like it was doing this weird thing that it just kept kicking out my camera, my mic, and I would always have to turn it on. It was just really weird. And then when I uninstalled it and went back to more normal, I didn't have that issue with like my current, browser.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that is weird. I don't think I've ever had a problem with a specific browser when it came to like the camera or anything, but at the same time, like, I mean, it's technology and all technology hates me, so
It's like the only thing that I ever have to do with any new browsers is disable hardware acceleration so then I can stream stuff to Discord.
Oh, yeah. Discord's pretty good.
Yeah, but they don't forget they just went public and they're selling to fucking no, not selling. Their new CEO is a ex-Blizzard exec, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh my god, I forgot about that. That happened, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yep, just in time for Skype to shut down and then no one can go to Skype.
Wow! The alternatives are shutting down and you're forced onto one platform. We need to go back to TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak was the fucking GOAT.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I know TeamSpeak is updating a lot of stuff. The only thing that's keeping me from going to TeamSpeak is having to pay for servers. I don't want to pay for servers.
Yeah, that is a big problem. But if they got rid of that price, they'd see so much more interest.
Oh, for fucking sure. I would chill the hell out of it. I know for a while I wanted to try using Gilded, but then they got sold to Roblox, and now you have to use a Roblox account to sign up for it, and I'm like, nope. That's where all the pedophiles are going to be.
Yeah, probably. Oh, Montesquieu, you're right. Don't forget, guys, Nintendo invented their own chat. You can buy their special microphone and their special camera, and then it's a 15-second fucking delay on the Switch 2, but you don't need Discord anymore.
I mean, I know Nintendo already had their own voice chat app for the first Switch.
Yeah. But now they're really trying to promote it like heavily because, of course, they want to sell as many microphones and cameras and pieces of external equipment that they can.
You know,
which
it's like how soon do you think somebody is going to get flashed on their Switch camera? Oh yeah, let's play Mario Party. Oh shit, those are tits.
The poor 8-year-olds.
I'm just waiting for that time I got groomed on my Nintendo Switch 2.
Sam Maggs is going to be writing a hit piece like she did, what, a decade ago? I got virtually graped in GTA 5.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Yeah. Thank you for the donation. Revolt is a good Discord knockoff. I've never heard of Revolt.
Never heard of it. You're going to have to
check
check
it
it
out.
I think I did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for alternative platforms because we know how that goes. I mean, Toasty, how many times have you been banned off of X?
Like 9?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's been a couple at this point.
Yeah, I made another backup, by the way, just in case, so.
Yeah, I think we're going to need to build you your own platform at this rate.
Just gotta
Might
call
as well.
Toasty.com.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
I'm a good girl. I've never been banned. I got suspended once, but I've never had an account ban. I'm just built different, I guess.
I have like 2 alternate accounts. So one for me to just like and retweet different not safe for work things that I can't put on my main profile, and then another one away from VTubing and shit.
Yeah, I know one of my mods, Chris, has been banned on X probably like 20 times at this point.
I'm surprised that X, or like even when it was still Twitter, didn't implement like IP bans.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't either, but hey, I'm not going to complain that they didn't. I'm perfectly fine with that because we do not need any more overreach than these platforms already have in place.
I will say I kept getting banned because people will mass report the shit out of me. Just mass report all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the way that somebody like Alyssa responds to you. I mean, she goes at you.
Yeah, and not only that, but apparently not too long ago, she was on Twitch and she was like, oh, you're next, after JT and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Great.
You know, it's like with the amount of times that Alyssa Mercante goes after people, I swear, I think it's because she has a secret crush on them. As you know how they used to say in school, oh, they're just mean to you because they really like you.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Alyssa can say whatever she wants online. She can post whatever she wants online. But it just goes to show that she really is the one that's obsessed with other people. not
Yeah.
people being obsessed with her. It's like with Rachel Zegler. If Rachel Zegler wasn't constantly attacking Disney fans and Snow White fans and just the audience, she wouldn't have faced even a 20th of the backlash that she did. It was her own doing.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
But that's how she is. Anyway, it says Netflix launched its ad subscription tier in November 2022. Today, it said that its tier has 94 million subscribers compared to the 300 million total subscribers it claimed in January, which is crazy. The current number of ad subscribers represents a 34% increase from November. Half of the new Netflix members offer the $8 per month option instead of the ad-free subscriptions, which start at $18. So now, if you're paying $18 or even $8, you're going to have to deal with the generative AI ads, which, sure, companies need to find ways to put advertisements. One thing I'll never understand is on Netflix, why is it not like an X account where you're scrolling, and every, I don't know, 10 posts, there's just an ad that you can scroll by? Why doesn't Netflix, like at the beginning or end of each category, just put a single ad? And then you can scroll over it, but it doesn't affect your viewing experience. Then they'll get way more attention, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Netflix, so what do you expect? And speaking of desperate companies, oh boy. After Assassin's Creed Shadow's success, Ubisoft is delaying some of its biggest unannounced titles to 2026 and beyond to allow for better quality games. And TGR is saying, that sounds like a good idea. They're trying to spin this as Assassin's Creed Shadows did so amazing that they've decided that they want to delay projects because they want it to be just as amazing, which is wild for so many reasons. Because first of all, they refuse to disclose sales numbers, so clearly it's not doing amazing financially. And second of all, you don't just delay games that are in a really good state so that they can be amazing. You delay games when they are broken so you can make them acceptable. That's Ubisoft's track record now.
Oh, did you see that Ubisoft is partnering with Behavior for a Assassin's Creed Shadows crossover with Dead by Daylight?
I think that I saw that. I don't know the details though.
I don't know how desperate either one of them are, because at this point I don't have faith in either company, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm thinking of one of the other games. Maybe I'm thinking of but didn't they say that Dead by Daylight, they're slowly winding down development?
I don't know, because I used to be big into Dead by Daylight, but then it's just they started focusing on only getting big IP holders to partner with them. They're not doing hardly any original killers anymore. They just announced that they're doing a Five Nights at Freddy's collaboration.
I think that sounds cool, but also, this isn't Fortnite. This isn't Call of Duty. We don't need every character under the sun in a game, especially if that character doesn't, fit the theme. And sure, Five Nights at Freddy's, I would say, kind of fits the theme, but there's so many opportunities there that it just boils down to, oh, hey, we're actually showing you that we're just as desperate as we could be for money.
Yeah. Here, hold on. I actually have this. I put it in the private chat.
Cool. Let me bring it up. I wish I could say that Ubisoft deserves some of the attention that they're getting, but they're getting all this attention negatively. And one part of me wants to be a little bit sad because I used to love games like Assassin's Creed, right? The OG Assassin's Creeds were fucking amazing. But I have no sympathy for them anymore.
Guess what? I never played the game.
Yeah, fair enough. Step into the fog. A new Dead by Daylight quest begins. Slip through the shadows. Survive the ordeal. Assassin's Creed Shadows. So Yasuke is going to go around murdering people in Dead by Daylight. Because that sounds like a good idea. First, Yasuke terrorizes the individuals in Japan, and now Yasuke is going around terrorizing everybody in Dead by Daylight. Innocent survivors.
Oh man, I don't know. It's sad.
Couldn't
It's so sad.
It is.
I was
The
about
j-
to say, isn't that they like you play with multiple people and then you kill like the
Yeah.
kids and stuff like that? But like, couldn't they just make it to where they have like horror characters from like movies and add them into the game instead of like random characters from other games and stuff? That just doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
They do crossovers with literally everything. They had a Castlevania crossover. They had a Dungeons and Dragons crossover. They had Leatherface, but then they had to take him out because of IP reasons. They had Jason, then they had to take. No, they didn't have Jason. They wanted to have Jason,
Yeah,
but the
they
IP
wanted to.
holders are still just like, not wanting to let go of Jason. But I think they're probably going to be releasing a Yasuke skin for probably the Oni killer, because he uses the exact same weapons as Yasuke does.
Yeah, I mean, I think that maybe the 5 people who liked Assassin's Creed Shadows will enjoy this, and I'm happy for those 5 people. I'm glad that they're getting something good to represent them in multiple games, but also, why the fuck do we care? Like, who
Exactly.
actually asked for Yasuke out of all of the characters in the existence of video games and movies for it to be Yasuke? It's like if they stuck Agatha from Marvel into this and was like, hey, listen, Agatha all along crossover. Nobody cares. Nobody even wanted to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. Never mind playing this dude in another game.
Yeah.
Right. It's super random.
It is. It is so bizarre. And this post isn't really that old. It's like a day old. But they're hiding comments as well, which doesn't really help their look. I don't think anything could help the Assassin's Creed look at this point. Your game flopped, get over it. So how exactly is this gonna work? At this point, I wouldn't be shocked if we got fucking Shrek.
Yeah, might as well.
It just seems that there's no characters that are off limits. And if it was a horror character or a thriller character, that would at least make sense. But Yasuke isn't any of those things.
Right.
I guess the biggest horror with Yasuke is the fact that he's so insanely historically inaccurate. It's kind of spooky that Ubisoft really said that that was a good idea.
Yeah, or even maybe a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat team-ups would be sick. Those would be fitting.
Yeah.
Wow, Ubisoft being trash. Well, they get what they fucking deserve because their stocks are they're a little bit low right now, you guys. I love seeing it. And obviously, right, they're most likely going to trickle back upwards slowly. But the fact that you see this level of like unconfidence or disconfidence is so funny to me.
It's sad. All of these developers that were well loved, had some amazing things going for them, are just slowly crumbling apart because a lot of original developers are leaving, making their own companies. Things are taking too long to make. They keep pandering to the wrong people. New hires don't know how to work off of old engines and now have to do Unreal Engine. There's no love and passion in the industry anymore. You have to go indie for that. And it's just, I don't know, I could see all these large companies just shutting down probably within the next 15 years at most.
Right.
Yeah.
And instead of blaming the customers, why don't you be like, just write a post and say, hey, do you guys have any ideas of what we should add on to the games and stuff like that? Kind of like involve the audience. And I think that would be fun as well. But no, they want to blame everybody that they're completely like crumbling down instead.
Yeah, definitely. And Ubisoft has revealed that their net bookings declined over 20% for the fiscal year, and the fourth quarter missed projections by over 50 million euros. I think a major issue that they faced is They expected a lot of their games that released last year to survive into this year. Like, they thought Skull and Bones was going to be giant, and they were going to be able to keep updating that, and more copies were going to sell. They thought that X Defiant was going to come out and do really good, and they'd be able to put out a new PvP season every, like, 3 months, and they'd sell new skins, and they'd do collabs. Same thing with Star Wars Outlaws. They thought they were going to be able to put out like tons of DLC, and they were actually going to be able to like just milk it for all it's worth, and it's not working for them because they've had to either shut down some of those games, or they've had to cancel the games straight up. We're hearing that they've canceled a couple titles, and with the level of quality that they've been releasing, it's just there's no way that I could possibly defend them.
It's just like, until the everyday person, your 9-to-5 worker that doesn't look into this culture war things, or just too deeply into very much, until they start affecting the bottom line, unfortunately nothing is going to really change. Because you know, before I started doing content creation, I was just like not caring. Oh, look at this game, looks cool, I buy it, I play it, and then I'm like, could have been better, and didn't really have anything to complain about. Didn't have anyone to complain to. But you know, it's just until they see what the hell's going on, or you know, once they're done kind of putting up with absolutely trash games coming out, it's just going to be a repeat of the same thing over and over again.
Did you buy like Assassin's Creed Shadows? Did you buy Skull and Bones or Star Wars? Literally any of their recently launched games?
The only recently launched game that I got, but granted, I didn't even buy it. It was a gift from a viewer. Was Dustborn, and I played that.
Oh my god!
I played Dustborn in 2 streams. Each of them, one was 8 hours, the other one was like 7 hours. It's like, I said, okay, I want to just get this game done. I'm not going to do multiple streams, only 2. I originally wanted to do just all 15 hours straight through, but then I got a headache and I went to bed. But no, I finished that, and my supercut of that game is still my highest viewed video on my whole channel.
It was amazing.
I wanted to jump off of a cliff after I was done with it.
I streamed 6 hours of Dustborn, and I gave up. I couldn't do it, and everybody's been asking me to finish the game, and so I think I have to power through it, but I don't want to.
It's okay, because they updated it, like, I think 2 months after launch, where you can skip cutscenes, you can skip dialogue, you can skip everything, and not even do it. So you could skip cutscenes, skip dialogue, skip fights, skip everything.
Hey guys, who's ready for the Dustborn speed run? You and I could battle. We could try to get the world record because we're the only 2 fucking retards playing it still.
See, I don't know much about video games, but I know about that. And a lot of the people that watch me watch other content creators, and they would donate to them just so they could see them being tortured playing that fucking game.
It was terrible. It was horrible. It was. I when I was streaming it, a friend of mine rated into me towards the end of it, and he was like, "Oh, thank God you're at this part. Now I don't have to play the rest of this." So I'm like, "No, God damn it."
Toasty, would you ever play Dustborn?
For a certain price.
Yeah, what's that price though?
Don't name it too low, because somebody will
don't.
I would say probably like 500.
I mean, seems fair.
Your next live stream, you're just gonna get 2 $250 donations. Like, okay, start planning.
Hey, listen, I do these bra streams, and I kind of shimmy my titties around and stuff like that. But that's gotta be like a $500 goal thing, because
that is
fair.
It's torturous. I mean, Dustborn is truly awful. And another bad one that came out recently was Bloom and Rage.
I've never heard of that one.
What is that?
It is a game where you are 4 lesbian teenage girls who are spending the summer together, and there is a giant pink hole that you guys go in and out of.
That sounds sexual.
This sounds like a porn game.
A character literally dies of cringe.
What the hell? Please tell me that's a parody game.
It's not. It's not. No. I promise.
Oh no.
Is there a trailer to this game?
There is. The game is it's pink and purple and blue, and it's very gay. It is extremely gay, actually.
Trans color? No, bisexual color.
Every character is a lesbian and bisexual, and there's the older versions of them and the younger versions of them, and it is it's a disaster.
When you say it's a game just full of an all lesbian cast, I would expect it to be a fighting game.
I literally don't even see just a standard trailer for it. I have to find the trailer for this. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, yeah, guys. This is a good one. You would love this. Listen, I can deal with a lot. I can deal with a lot of really bad games, and I finished this one. I did, but it was not good. Here, I'll show it. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear it.
Yeah, I can hear
it. Should've put up the red flag. That you were gonna be a drag. You think you're funny, boy? I can tell. We'll see who's laughing when I see you in hell. See you in hell. Time to repent for the harassment and the harm that you did.
It's time to repent for the fear and harassment you faced from men.
What? I think I would rather play the rhythm game of Dustborn instead of listening to the singing.
Oh, and the singing, they sing that song like at least 5 times in the game. And yeah, see, there's a giant pink hole that they go into.
They're all lesbians, but they look like they're 12.
Yeah.
They're in this time period, they're supposed to be like 14. And everybody can romance each other. It is I almost want to say it's worse than Dustborn. It's not quite worse than Dustborn, but it is right there. I at least got through this one. So that counts.
I'd rather pluck out the hair of my ass than play this shit.
Yeah, these games they're definitely the latest fad. I mean, we got Dustborn, we got that, we got like Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was also terrible, but that was bad because it also ruined the Arkhamverse, so it ruined like the history that already existed that came before it. But yeah, it was a brutal experience. I genuinely don't know how I got through it. I think maybe because it was only like 10 hours, because I did, so it's in 2 tapes, and I streamed 1 tape, and then I streamed the second tape. So I think that maybe that's why I ended up getting through it, but I don't remember how long Dustborn is. I only got 6 hours into it.
It's like, go play some good games. Like, have you played Faith, the Unholy Trinity?
I have not.
Oh my god, it's one of my favorite games. Like, oh, it is so good. It is beautiful. It is perfect. It's like people who are religious and not religious love the game. If you were raised in the church, there's little things that you will understand before the story tells you.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous game.
It looks good. It on Steam is overwhelmingly positive. I don't think I've seen that in years. Oh my gosh. Usually people are pretty divided on games nowadays.
It's made with love. It's like, I know Wendigoon has been shilling the game for years.
I'll have to check it out. Did you ever play Expedition 33?
I have not yet. I've been wanting to, but I don't have time between different games that I've been watching.
I know that you're juggling a lot of games, yeah. It is. I'm not
like I
going to
could
say
put-
anything else about it except
Hmm.
for it is basically a 10 out of 10.
It's like,
Hmm.
oh, here's the trailer for Faith. It's short, sweet, to the point.
Oh, cool.
It's-
Let me bring it up real quick.
I will shill this game forever. And it also, apparently, there's going to be a movie adaptation. I've been talking with the director and stuff.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. You'll have to send me their social so I can look at it and inevitably shill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not even a long trailer. Oh, let me remove us for a second.
I shall not be afraid of the terror in the night. Afraid.
That seems pretty cool.
It is very good. And every cutscene, it like when the game was first coming out on itch.io, every single cutscene was rotoscoped by hand. Erdorf used his mouse and keyboard to just rotoscope everything before he got a tablet.
Holy fuck. That's crazy.
It's made with love. It's made with a lot of love. And if you ever decide to stream it after you play the game, watch Wendigoon's interview with Erdorf. He just goes into deep detail on how he decided to make Faith, how he put some real life experiences into Faith and everything like that, because he did mission trips and everything, and there was some inspirations for certain parts of the game from that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really interesting. Even my audience is like, you need to play it. It's hella creepy. It does look good. I'm going to have to check it out, though, and I'll have to look at their social media and give them a follow as well, because I had never heard of that before. It's nice to actually be able to, highlight and talk about good games instead of the trash that the mainstream AAA industry is putting out.
Yeah, that just gets so tiring. You just need something to enjoy.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And that's a big reason. I've been going through the older Zelda games. So my favorite timeline is the child timeline that has like Twilight Princess, because that's my favorite Zelda game. And so I've been trying to stream through those. So I did like Skyward Sword and Minish Cap, and which is fun, but I definitely need a break from the mainstream slop that releases nowadays.
Yeah, there's some really good indie games that just they don't get pushed out enough, but as soon as you find them, then it's like, well, I'm going to be taking every moment of my life to shill your game for the next month.
Yeah, definitely. And
Guess which one is my favorite Zelda game?
Which
wait. Let me think. Majora's Mask.
None. I've never played it.
You've never played
Majora's
any
Mask
of
is
them?
so good.
You seem like a girl who would love Majora's Mask. Toasty,
Really?
Toasty, I think you would love it. It's creepy, and it's almost kind of ominous, and it's so fun.
It just
Do I get
just
to
a
shoot
happy
people?
mask salesman alone is gonna get you interested.
Yes.
And no, you don't get to shoot people.
No, no shooting.
Have a gun.
people.
He has ye old sword. He can smack people though.
Yeah. Well, you also could get a bow.
Yeah, you get a bow. That's close enough. That's ye old gun.
Yeah. Toasty needs much more action than that.
I do. I'm a crazy lady.
You need some Doom.
Yeah.
You would like Doom. We need to get a list together of very nostalgic and fun games that would get you interested in bigger franchises. Because if you played even a single Doom, any of them, you'd love it. I know for a fact.
I think another game that you would like, Toasty, would be Lies of P, because that's been my obsession as well.
Oh my god, I love Lies of P. Lies of P is tough, though, if you're not used to Souls-likes.
That sounds familiar.
I mean, Toasty, if you don't have the game, I do have a couple of game keys. I could give you one.
Oh.
Ooh, la la.
I applied to the creator program for Lies of P, so
Nice.
They're so nice over at the Discord and stuff.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
they are. I definitely agree. Another company that has been pretty nice to creators, I think they follow you too, is Wu Chang Fallen Feathers.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, they follow me over on X, but I know that they were following quite a lot of creators leading up to the release in a couple of months, and they're definitely not a company that is, let's just say, politically correct. They are not in any way, shape, or form, because they're Chinese, and so they actually are trying to follow trends. They recognize the success that games like Black Myth Wukong have found in Western audiences, and so they're kind of trying to ride that hype now. Which, hey, I don't blame them for. That's for sure.
Are you excited for the Lies of P DLC that's coming out this summer?
I am. I actually hope it comes out this summer, though. We've got
They
no
said
news
it's coming
on
out
it.
this summer. We already
I
know that. We
know.
just don't have an exact date. But there's so much coming out in summer, though.
There is. And well, listen. I don't feel bad for the shit companies like Ubisoft, but I feel bad for the smaller companies that completely delayed their games into 2026 trying to avoid Grand Theft Auto, where now they actually have to compete with Grand Theft Auto.
I know, it sucks. It's like
Yeah.
I've never been a GTA girly. I honestly was more into Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Online. I'm so sad they abandoned Red Dead Online. I used to do Red Dead RP before I became a VTuber. I met some of the best people ever when I used to do Red Dead RP.
I have never played Red Dead Online.
It used to be so much fun, but now there's just a bunch of Chinese hackers all over the place, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's unfortunately what happens, I think, with like most video game lobbies. It's like if you go back and play an older Call of Duty, sure, there are some people playing it, but there's a lot of hackers in there, and so you don't really get the full experience. I just hope that when GTA 6 comes out and they inevitably release like the online component with it, that it actually turns out to be half decent. I think that GTA 6 is too big to fail, and I think it's going to come out, and I hope it's going to be pretty good, but there's just so much worry with how much time and money has gone into it now.
And
And
I'm just waiting for because we're gonna have the basic edition, we're gonna have the deluxe edition, we're gonna have the ultimate edition of GTA 6. And I'm gonna put my bet down now. The ultimate edition of GTA 6 is gonna be like $150.
Guess what?
mm.
I actually played GTA.
Wow!
Are you ready
Goodies,
to
I've actually played, you guys.
Nice.
Are you ready to
Yeah.
spend the big bucks to play GTA 6?
Nah, I'm too much of a Jew.
That's why you're like, hey guys, I'll just like shake tits. If you want to buy the game for me, shake tits.
Hey!
I think that GTA 6, the like top tier edition, will be like $250.
Yeah.
I think the base edition, the standard edition, will be $100. I think that the premium edition will be $150, and then I think that the like premium deluxe edition, like the highest tier, will be like $200 or $250. I don't see a way that they are going to hold back unless they feel like, we know we're going to make so much money, so why don't we just sell it at a lower cost to get as many people in game? But I just don't think that that's their mentality, because they know that people are going to show up to buy it. They know it's going to be an insane turnout.
I mean, they're the ones that said they want to normalize the $100 price tag.
Yeah,
So
they do.
It's going to be at minimum like $99.99 or whatever.
I feel
it's
like this might
Stupid.
be a tinfoil hat conspiracy moment. I think they saw Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo were raising some first-party games to 80, so they delayed it by a year so people could get comfortable with the $80 price tag so they can release it for 100 next year.
Yeah. Or like, who knows? Maybe, I highly doubt it. But what if they're just letting all of these other companies hike their prices, but then they're just like, just kidding, guys, $70.
Maybe because so that's the conundrum is they know it's going to sell and they know it's going to make a lot of money. So do they charge the least amount to get the most amount of players, or do they try to milk everyone for what they're worth because they know that there's going to be a high percentage of people who are just going to basically shut up and consume product?
Or just imagine, because we all know that GTA Online is just going to continue to be their biggest moneymaker. What if they try to do it as a subscription service? So then it's just continuous money on top of shark cards.
I could see that. Every company is really pushing subscription services right now. Like, what isn't subscription service? Or what doesn't have a subscription service? I can't think off the top of my fucking head.
Yeah,
Everything
I can't think
is
of
now.
anything.
I mean,
It
there are
sucks.
literally mice that come out now that it's like Logitech had a mouse that came out and it had a $10 a month subscription for like the ultimate features or whatever. Like, what the fuck is that?
I mean,
that
does the
mouse
fucking
better be
vibrate or
making me
something?
fucking food.
I know, like, does it vibrate or something? Because I'm not paying that much for a fucking mouse.
It's like, I already hate that HP is like, oh, if you want to continue using your printer, you gotta pay monthly. It's like, the fuck you mean? I gotta pay monthly to use my printer.
I miss the
No.
days of just buying a product and then having the product.
It's like, unfortunately, like, because my boyfriend was talking to me about this, we're going to be living in an age of everything is going to be leased. We are never going to own anything in our lives.
Nope.
No.
Well, to be fair, if you buy a house, you have to pay property taxes or it gets taken from you. So, like, ultimately, you don't even own anything now.
Yep.
You're basically
That's
just
true.
leasing a space that could be taken from you at the drop of a dime. I hate to be a doomer. I hate to be like, all is lost and woe is me. But technically, we're already so fucked by leases and, oh, you're renting something and you're licensing something that it can get worse, but it can't even get that much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And then you got companies like Ubisoft getting sued because they shut down servers and they basically say, you got your money's worth. You got to play the game for a couple of years. And now that we're shutting down the servers, we don't have to refund you because you were just paying for a license. And yeah, I think that every company is going to go in that direction one day. I don't even know if we'll have full game prices. We might just have like a $30 subscription fee every month, like with MMOs. That is what they really loved to do. And I think that MMOs really hurt the industry because MMOs normalized a monthly subscription fee. And that's why companies went to battle passes. And that is why companies went to, oh, we're going to add the microtransactions, which now are not very micro, but companies like Ubisoft are I guess the best way to say are just not giving a fuck about the response that people are giving.
I mean, it's like, who knows? They might also normalize the whole, like, what was the game company that did, Telltale, that's it.
Yeah.
What if
Telltale.
they just start doing like, okay, you can buy part 1 of this game, part 2 is going to be at this price coming next year. Just multi-part buys for a single game.
Well, it can still get worse because the GTA 6 publisher had suggested games should be paid for per hour played.
I remember him saying this.
This motherfucker wants us to go to the arcade and put in a fucking quarter per hour to play his goddamn game. Holy shit, is this out of touch?
You know, it's like, I get it. These are first world problems. There's people with like
absolutely.
other issues. But this is fucking ridiculous. They think that we are making so much money where it's like, no. I'm still living paycheck to fucking paycheck, my guy.
Yep. It's The problem is that these people, I'm not shitting on people that are getting paid to do their job. Everyone deserves to get paid. I technically don't want to see everybody jobless, except for maybe a few specific individuals out there. But he's getting paid so much that he is so out of touch that there is no possible way that there is a single individual out there that isn't an executive that would agree with this. The only people who like this idea are people like him that see an opportunity to make extra money every year. Because it says the game's price is of interest, of course, for GTA 6, and they said it will certainly cost $70. It's not definitely going to cost $70 now. I think it's going to cost $100. But during the investment call, the Take-Two CEO said that the big budget video games should be more expensive the longer they are. In terms of our pricing for any entertainment property, basically the algorithm is the value of the expected entertainment usage, which is to say the per hour value times the number of expected hours plus the terminal value that's perceived by the customer in ownership. If the title is owned rather than rented or subscribed to, he said in the most confusing way possible, motherfucker actually is sitting here wanting us to do math in order to play a game. Just shut up, let us buy it for the one-time fee. We should be able to do whatever we want with it from there. We could mod it if we want. I am a DRM-free girly, so I believe that we should actually get the files and be able to download it and distribute it to somebody else and give it to a friend if we want. We know that that's not the way of the industry, though, because it's all license-based. But the fact that he thinks that, first of all, this is a good idea, and second of all, he explains this in this ass-backwards way is just... It's not shocking, but it is still kind of disappointing because this is somebody who represents this industry. This is somebody at like the top of the video game food chain.
It's just like he's saying this because he is comfortable where he is. He will never have any money problems for the rest of his life unless somehow he gets arrested and loses all of his money.
The booze and hookers.
It's just like... people who think that way have obviously never lived in, like, even close to middle class.
Right.
And it's depressing. It's like, oh yeah, you know, all these gamers can't afford this because they play all of these games. And it's like, my guy, most people wait for sales because Steam summer and winter sales is when they get the most money. Because everything is like 60% off. That's when I make poor financial decisions and my bank yells at me.
It reminds me of when, I think it was in 2017 or 2018, Bill Gates went on a talk show, might have been like Ellen or something, and it was like, guess the grocery food price. And he's like, I haven't been in a supermarket in 20 years, so how would I know these prices? It's like, yeah, maybe that's a big problem. If you don't understand your audience and your customer base, if you don't understand the state of the industry, you're not going to make money. You're only going to lose out on money. They don't realize that they are pushing gaming to be a luxury hobby. And sure, gaming is not necessary by any stretch of the means. We could stop gaming tomorrow if we really had to. But the point is that you're going from having games be more accessible to controlling the way that people buy them and people play them and people might distribute them if, again, it's like DRM free. And then you sit here and you say, well, maybe we should change the way the industry works and we should charge per hour played. That is one of the most out of touch statements I have ever heard from somebody in this industry. And it's so bad when somebody who has such a big position in the industry thinks this way, because every other CEO or producer or investor in a company also probably thinks that same way. So he's not alone. Yeah. He's just saying the quiet part out loud.
It's just, I miss when video games, when anime, manga, all of this nerd stuff was not mainstream. As soon as something hits mainstream, it's all about how much money can we make? How much money can we get out of these suckers that enjoy stuff? What can we ruin by updating it for the modern audience? Yep. And I hate it.
It's depressing.
It is depressing.
And I'm not a gamer like that, and I'm depressed for y'all.
But it's like, this is why we have our own circles. We make friends that are like-minded. And even if we have friends that it's like, you know, agree to disagree on other things, it's good to have a healthy circle where you can discuss, you can debate, and you can just enjoy yourself. You can ignore the people who want to just siphon you for every penny that you have, because you have a good support system with friends, with people who support you on your channel and everything like that. Which is why I always tell like my viewers, my supporters, that I am thankful for them, because this is, you know, a luxury job that, you know, I have the, you know, blessing to be able to, you know, support myself with.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's a big, big difference, though, between individual content creators like us and even access media journalists. And of course, these executives and these elite producers, right? Because we are forming a community and we are part of a community, but we respect our community. Then you have the access journalists and I would say some political commentators, ones that particularly stream on Twitch and are little fucking cucks. They just view their audiences as walking wallets the same exact way that these executives do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but this is just the state that we are in now, and it's sad. Like I want the CEO of Take-Two to be able to understand where we're coming from, but he doesn't. I want the CEO of a Nintendo to understand where we're coming from, but they clearly don't, and they have no interest in actually learning or trying to change their mentality, which is just a major hurdle that we're not going to get over for years, if we even get over it at all. And these people might end up just getting completely replaced because they try these different strategies that end up making them no money and end up being massively unsuccessful in the end.
Yeah. It's like, do you remember the show Undercover Boss at all?
I do, yeah.
It's like, I would love to see these CEOs or just like salarymen that would either go to the development room to see what, like, you know, the actual work put into games are, or even go lower than that. Just pose as a gamer, go to conventions, all of this stuff, have limited amount of money to try to enjoy things.
Yep. I think that would be awesome, but the problem is that while sure, like Undercover Boss used to just be for television, and I'm sure that the companies were okay with like the promotional material, and maybe even some of them were scripted, wouldn't fucking surprise me, but at least the people acted like they were doing it because they wanted to learn. But the gaming industry CEOs, they just view us as like fucking peons. They don't view us as people, and they don't view their company as a workplace. They just kind of view it as a factory because they want everybody to get to their line and churn out the product and keep moving on and on and on and on. And that is the biggest issue that I see with all of these CEOs and execs.
Yeah.
But it is unfortunate, though. It is what it is. But guys, we're going to be wrapping up the stream in just a few minutes. Ladies, I appreciate you so much for being here. Let me get to these last couple of supers, and then we'll do some shilling. You guys can shill your content. Wing Light, thank you so much for the $4.99. Square Enix gotcha issue was so bad that they had about 10 to 15 gotchas running at once. Oh yeah, we did read that. Yeah, that is absolutely insane, but not particularly surprising given it is Square Enix. Thank you for the 2. Reward for inviting the Footfish as a guest.
Hi, Jackson.
Lumi's NSFW count is Lumi Loves Feet.
No, my NSFW account is a different name. Fuck you, Boog.
And Justin, oh, we already read that. Yeah, Tati and Rachel are DEI illusional. Completely agree. And Britt, thank you so much for the 10 right at the end. When the gaming industry was full of small companies that were highly focused, we had some of the best games. When Blizzard North had Diablo, it was amazing. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. When gaming was filled with passionate people and they actually tried to make a game because they wanted to and not just because they wanted a paycheck, gaming was in a significantly better place. Gaming was doing way better than it is now. But thank you so much for the support. And all right, so ladies, let's do a little bit of shilling. You were so nice tonight for coming on the live stream. I really appreciate it. Always love to hang out. Let's start with Lumi, why don't you tell us a bit about your content for those who don't know you? Why don't you give us a little bit of info? What are you up to these days?
Well, currently I am doing my rerun of Lies of P leading up to the DLC. I am going to be doing a probably about 12-hour Lies of P stream tomorrow, so that's going to be quite fun. I did one last month. It was I loved it. I was doing fairly well until I got really tired at the 11-hour mark.
Yeah, I had streamed Lies of P when it first came out, but I want to do another playthrough right before the DLC comes out. I'm just waiting for the release date now. Like, give it to us, please.
Your second playthrough is going to be a lot easier because it sucks. The second major update for Lies of P, they nerfed some of the bosses by 25% of their health. I was so upset. It's like my first time playing the Fallen Archbishop it took me 4 hours to beat him my first time through. Second time, beat him in 2 tries.
And then they nerfed that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that. It's like with Elden Ring, they did the same thing. Like, then they end up changing mechanics for fights to make it easier. That makes me so sad.
It made me so upset, but it's like hell, even the Black Rabbit Brotherhood felt easier too.
Yeah, but anyway, Lies of P, that's cool.
Yep.
What else?
Gonna be doing Lies of P Saturday. I'm gonna be on the Archcast. Sunday, still gonna be harassing Arch. Monday, probably some Final Fantasy 14 or what else was I playing? Probably Darkwood, one of those two. If you haven't played Darkwood, you should also play that, Vara.
I haven't played it either. I've got to take your suggestions.
I'll have to list you some suggestions and maybe gift you a couple games too.
Yeah, if you get me a list together, I can, because I screenshotted some of the ones that we talked about tonight, but a full list will make it significantly easier.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. But yeah, I stream lots of games. I yap a lot. The last thing I really got in depth with was the Buffalo school system, really covering up some situations that were happening with some kids. That was so I'm probably gonna be talking more about that since more info came out. And yeah, that's about it. I just play lots of games. I yap too much, and I like reposting art.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Also, really quickly, Rover! Thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships. absolutely fucking insane. Thank you for supporting us ladies tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And thank you so much. Find Lumi, you win. You can see her NSFW on hashtag LumiAI.
You can see all the cursed things that Boog made if you look under the hashtag LumiAI on Twitter. Don't look it up on live.
Nah, I'm not. Listen, I know not to scroll X on live. I follow so many NSFW artists that I would be banned in literally 2 seconds.
Oh man, I was doing a Pokemusu Smash or Pass stream a couple months ago, and I had every single Pokemon, on a tab already. I was like, okay, I don't have to worry about anything. On the Charizard one, I accidentally opened up the wrong image and I flashed hentai on screen for a second. And then I was like, oh fuck, went back. I continued the stream, I didn't stop it. But at the end I had to go back through and just blur it. But yeah, no, whoever was there live got to see some hentai on screen for about a second.
Well, hey, at least YouTube's AI didn't pick up on it.
I know, I've never got struck once yet.
Knock on wood, knock on wood. Don't be listening to this, YouTube.
Knock.
And Toasty, what are you up to? What is your schedule looking like? Where can we find you?
All right, I stream nearly every day except for Saturdays and Wednesdays.
You're putting in the work.
I'm trying, and I try to make my streams super fun. So 6 p.m. Eastern, almost every day. We I do a brawl stream. It's supposed to be like little gooning stuff, but it's a commentary stream as well. So like I play trailers, I even play Vara's videos, I play Hypno's videos and all that stuff, and then we talk and then we just have fun, and it's not super professional, but I like to think it's super fun and it looks nice and everything. But you could find me at Toasty with the Mosty 69 on Rumble and on YouTube, and I stream on X as well. And yeah, almost 1,000 followers on Rumble, you guys. I just got into the content creator program, and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
You're doing awesome, Toasty.
you are doing
Thank
awesome.
you.
In chat, everything will be linked down below in the description. All the ladies. Also, of course, Wicked Virtue was on. She is fantastic. She's been on the channel again. I'm sure all of these ladies are probably going to be on the channel again in the near future, so I highly recommend you check out their channels. But yeah, guys, with that being said, we're gonna wrap up the stream here. Thank you all so much for the donations, for the gifted memberships, for the support. Of course, I will be live again on, I keep thinking today's Tuesday for some reason, again on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be playing more Doom, the Dark Ages. We're getting close to the end of it, so we'll probably be finishing it this weekend. But yeah, check out the links in the description. Follow all these ladies on social media, all that fun stuff. And I don't think we have anything else to show. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for stopping by, and have a really fantastic rest of your evening, everyone.